Hey guys, we apologize about that technical difficulty. We are back on air now, and we will get this sorted as quickly as possible. Hopefully everyone will rejoin us again in a second or two. But while I'm here, I'm just going to cover a few topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Basically, we're going to give you a little bit of our feedback from this week's Raw, just let you know all our thoughts and feedback on basically everything that happened, including, of course, the Bret Hart, Damien Sandow interaction. Um, On top of that, we're also going to cover, a couple of rumors that have been flying around this week, and a couple of things that have been going on during the wrestling time, such as Sting, Brock Lesnar, and a couple of other questions from yourselves. So, thank you everyone again who's joined us tonight. Big hey to Skeletor, Chris, and Paul who are here. Hopefully, Rensis will get back with us. That was almost dire with tech problems, so thank you for holding with us, guys. Did I not give Skeletor a big enough introduction?
I guess not. He wasn't happy.
Yep, he was just like, nope, not enough.
Yeah, he didn't want the jobber entrance.
Oh, come on, if Swagger can get a jobber entrance at WrestleMania 29, was it?
That's right, he's 186% correct. He's 180% of a dick. He'll be back. Okay, so basically while you guys are here, I just want to get a couple of thoughts from what you thought of Raw. I thought with Chris.
Yep, I'd give
8
it
out
an
of 10. Okay, well why'd you give it an 8?
To me, it felt like a solid run. It felt like one of the Raws not through crap for the sake of skip matches. There were a couple of matches like Nikki Bella versus Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox being kept relevant now.
Yeah.
Then you had Sheamus versus Damien Sandow. Other than that, pretty good in my opinion. Oh, and Dario versus Ziggler,
Okay, I crashed. It told me it crashed and just turned my phone off. That was not great.
Hey.
Cool.
Yeah, I kind of skipped Dario Ziggler though.
Okay, so Paul, what did you make to it?
Oh, I thought it was an above-average show. The first hour, outside of the abysmal fake tit Bella, whatever that thing was, Alicia Fox. All that aside, the first hour was great. The Del Rio Ziggler match, loved that. I loved Fandango on commentary. He just has that character nailed. He plays such a good creep, and for him to call himself the Fonz, and then just do the really creepy that was so wonderful. So yeah, he was my MVP of the night, just for that.
I like that they're very slowly transitioning Fandango into being like Battle Venus.
It's wonderful.
I didn't like him when he was just a doo-doo dance. I still don't like him a lot now, but creepy, weird guy Fandango is vastly better.
Isn't he turning back into who he was on NXT almost?
I didn't see him on NXT.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't watched I didn't see the actual season game show.
Yep, I swear Johnny Curtis had a very creepy kind of story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember hearing that. But yeah, he was the highlight of the night. Match of the night for me was Dean Ambrose and Orton. I mean, that was pay-per-view level match right there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it had a good finish too.
Good finish.
It implied Orton did a basic level of scouting, which is nice.
Yeah, because I mean, they just had a match on Friday, right?
Yeah, they just had a match on Friday where Orton basically got wrecked the whole time.
Yeah, it also showed a good initiative on Orton's part when the botch did happen. Well,
the botch was visible. However, it kind of worked okay.
Good recovery and good work by Orton for drawing the attention to himself afterwards by getting.
Yeah, I mean, people give Orton so much shit, but you know what? He is such a solid worker. Nothing spectacular. Solid.
Dude, though, Orton has like the best match pacing in like WWE pretty much. That guy knows when to slow stuff down, when to speed it up. He's got it down like perfect.
Yep, nothing spectacular. He's just a solid 300 hitter.
But to be fair, he has been there long enough to know how a match should be paced.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, sometimes Cena doesn't. Sometimes like the other top dudes don't, like Batista and those guys. But Orton always has it figured out, pretty much. So, yeah, he has some bad matches.
Yeah, I imagine his dad also probably taught him a little bit about that, which would definitely give.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Also, I brought this up to somebody else recently. Cody Rhodes is kind of the Cowboy Bob of our generation, where he just kind of finds somebody and is like, I have your personality now, and becomes their best friend. That's what Cowboy Bob used to do. He was a cowboy guy, and then he was like, hey, Roddy Piper, I'm crazy too now. We're friends.
That sounds more like Damien Sandow.
And then, no, but it's not like that.
Hey, Bret Hart, I can do the sharpshooter as well.
No, but it was like Cody became an intellectual all of a sudden to team with Damien, and then he became Stardust to team with Goldust, and he was like this rich, weird guy to team up with Ted DiBiase Jr. Cowboy Bob back in the day was like, I'm crazy now. I'm with Roddy Piper. I'm like a weird transvestite guy. I'm teaming with Adrian Adonis now all of a sudden. Like, he just takes somebody else's personality and is like, I'm his best friend now. And it's great.
If he starts wearing a cast, then I'm sold.
If Orton breaks his arm and then wears the cast for 25 years, I will be sold on Randy Orton. It was so great in that Taker-Orton match when Cowboy Bob showed up with the cast friggin' 25 years after the injury to hit Taker in the face.
It was good stuff.
That was a great feud. Like, I'm a huge fan of that, like, Legend Killer, like, time period Orton.
I believe that Legend Killer was probably one of the better gimmicks. It was probably one of Orton's better times as well.
Yeah, his best 2 times were when he was the Legend Killer, like 0405, and when he was the psychopath assaults everybody 08, 09, 10, freaking out Orton.
Yeah, punch you in the head, Orton. That was good.
Yeah, those are his 2 best runs.
Oh yeah, easily. And that Legend Killer gimmick, that's something that 5-10 years down the road, someone else can use it, and it's
you can repurpose that. You can repurpose that with new legends because new guys have become legends.
Yeah, and it's going to be great. That's a perfect gimmick.
Well,
Keep using it.
I don't imagine anyone using that on the Ultimate Warrior, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll tell you what, Rentis, you've joined us now, so what did you think of Raw?
I think it was a wrestling show.
Fantastic. So what would you rate it out of 10 then as a wrestling show?
It was a pretty standard Raw. I don't know. Let's give it 6 out of 10, I guess.
6 out of 10. That's cool. I was closer to a 6.5, so I'm happy with 6. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Chris, you were saying it's like an 8. Was that just due to the newer segments, like Roman Reigns starting the show, for instance?
I loved Reigns at the end being shown. To me, that's a sign that they are actually focusing now on building Reigns. I loved that. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I've been waiting to see from the company.
So you give
he showed more
an 8?
Say that again?
I say you give this Raw an 8?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you just an easy grader, or did?
No, I actually like the Raw when you guys were like, oh, it's an 8. I was like, no, it's a 6.5. This Raw,
he seems to grade differently than we do.
It felt fresh. It felt like the writers actually did their job.
Which is what I like. I'm not a big fan of the same thing.
Yeah, this was easy and above average show.
Yeah, it was I give this like probably a 7. Like, it wasn't as exciting to me as last week, because last week was like super, everything's happening at once, it's crazy, fun. But this was like just a good, solid Raw. And all right, this is how Raws are from now on.
This might sound weird. I can get why people would give last week an 8, This week I give an 8 because there were no returns, but it was still just as good. Last week all the energy came from Chris Jericho.
I'm gonna put what I like. If I'm doing a 1 through 10, to me a 1 is a local indie show. Okay, and a 10 is the best show I've ever seen. A 9 is going to be rare for me. A 9 is once every 2 or 3 years. An 8 is maybe 3 or 4 times a year. A 7 is a good weekly show. So for me, a 6 is it's pretty good praise. To me, a 5 is average. You know, that's like, to me, a 5 is a slow SmackDown. Is sort of a 5 kind of a show for me.
Yeah,
Really, a slow SmackDown for me is a 3 maybe.
So with that being the gap here, you got this as an 8.
Yeah.
How do you what's your kind of grading?
At the moment,
what's a 10 for you?
Yeah. Do we just have no reply now?
What?
I said, what's a 10 for you? Like, what makes something a 10, and how often might you give a 10 score?
I would give a 10 probably once every 3. I've not given any Raw since Lesnar's return a 10.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get a feel for how you grade.
I grade based on what's not the same old and what's not boring to me and what's...
Okay, well...
That gives an easy number just because someone's come back and it's got a good pop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I give this Raw a 6 to a 6.5 at most. I think there was some good points, like the stuff with Roman Reigns was very clever. The, you know, it was nice to see new people being pushed. It was a really good way to start the show, I thought. He wasn't great on the mic, but he'll improve by giving him time on the mic, like we said the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'll improve.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we've been watching Roman Reigns for nearly 2 years, and I can't see a discernible difference in the quality of his promos. He's gotten more. He's been given more lines to deliver, and he's been given more acting to do. But I don't see the quality improve now over when they first put him in front of the cameras backstage.
But what we've just said, Rentis, is he'll get improved as he does it. The problem is when he first came up to the main roster. I mean, the first interview he ever did, he said one line. It's pretty much been the same ever since then because Ambrose did most of the talking, then Rollins did the talking, then all Reigns had to say was believe in the Shield, and that was the entire every segment that they ever did on the microphones.
I think that's what you remember because that's all he was really good at. He had lines.
He did.
Like all the rest of them did, but the difference is that nothing else was memorable for him.
Yeah, Roman likes to deadpan his lines and just have like the exact same level of voice, like volume, and it's on every single word he says.
If he starts,
oh, go ahead.
If he starts doing yelly, screamy pro wrestling promo, then it'll be awesome.
But I also think like last night when it was there, like you know, he the way he sat there last night and it was like you're Triple H is that dog. No wait, you're Randy Orton's bitch.
Yeah, to me that felt very gratuitous.
I liked the fact that I liked the damn right Cena sucks when I'm here thing. Because that had to have been an ad-lib.
Yeah, it seemed like he ad-libbed a little more last night. He showed a little bit more personality.
That was a very good ad-lib. The problem with it was that was a heel ad-lib. And he's supposed to be a face.
No, that wasn't a heel ad-lib considering how the audience was reacting.
Well, we're a bunch of marks. For most people, that is a heel statement. When the majority of the majority audience watching love John Cena. That's most of the
The
crowd.
casual audience aren't stupid. They're not going to listen to what the crowd is chanting.
I've got to say, I kind of agree with Rentis here on the fact that if you think of wrestling if that was your first time ever watching it, Reigns came across as a massive douchebag. Like, that wasn't a face line, it wasn't a nice thing that you would say. Like, John Cena is, sadly, if it's your first time watching, he is your biggest thing.
Yeah, but the stuff Stone Cold said wasn't exactly fake.
Yeah, but what he said was funny.
Yeah, there is a humorous tone to it, I guess.
Even with the Austin 316, even that was edgy, but it was funny. That's why it worked.
Though sometimes he would just do like weirdly too much stuff, like when he stuttered Stacy Keibler for no reason. Yeah, he sometimes it just went a bit much.
I'm not asking. I mean, I don't ask anybody to be perfect. Austin had his flubs just like every other.
Every dude does. Everyone has bad moments.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
Rock
Austin
had plenty.
fuck Austin for coming out with the what chant.
Yeah,
No, I
the
actually
what
like the
chant,
what
which
chant.
ruined everything.
I have to
forever.
admit,
Thanks,
I
Austin.
love the what chant.
I love the story.
Oh,
of
I
how he
hate
came-
it.
I hate it so much. It irritates me so much.
I love the
But that's
story
the
of how he
point.
came up with it though, because it was so awesome.
Yeah, he left a message on Christian's voicemail.
It's just,
But
the guy started-
but getting back to what I was saying, I'm not so willing to just say the more mic time Roman gets, the better he's going to get at promoing. I think there's always some element of that, but I'm not sure how much better he's going to get. I give Randy Orton as an example. He's gotten lots and lots of mic time, and yes, he has gotten a little better over time, but he's still
He's still a little abysmal.
right. He's still kind of deadpan. He's still kind of samey. He's still kind of monotone, and he's never going to be a top face because of it.
Yeah, but he's a top heel though because he's irritating and boring, which pisses people off. It's great.
That's not, I'll say it again, but what Reigns needs is to talk to someone like Bryan and Punk and people like that have either learned or are naturals on the mic, so you can get angles from them and figure out what to do and where to go.
No, don't have him talk to Daniel Bryan because I can't stand his promos. He's all smiley and stupid.
But he's gotten
like
better though.
I like
he's
him a
gotten.
lot.
He's still all smiley and I'm trying to be earnest and
Also,
I can't stand it.
Kane got to speak yesterday.
Oh yes, he did.
Because my boy.
Happy about that.
The monster speaks.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Someone brought up a good point that I was listening to, and it's true. Kane is super good at comedy, and when he's not doing comedy, he still has a comedy line delivery. So, like, he's like, here's the punchline at the end of that. And it's really weird. I don't know what to do with it.
I have to admit, even last night, like that line, what was his line? It was
he was getting sick of.
I really don't like. I'm really getting sick of him.
Yeah.
I hate you. You know, Orton was saying I'm starting to hate that kid. Talking about Seth Rollins, and Kane responds, not as much as I'm starting to hate you.
Yeah.
You see, to me, a better line with that would have just been Kane. Just look at Orton and just be like, I know the feeling.
Kane is very that guy is a guy who's had like tons of funny and like incredibly funny segments with other dudes like X-Pac or Daniel Bryan or like Rob Van Dam, and it's really weird. Like it's like he continues to be like, I don't know. It's hard to take him super serious sometimes, even though he's like my favorite guy.
I would love for him to do a shoulder shrug.
Yeah, I kind of
Just
like
hold
him as an upper mid-card goofy heel. Like I've always kind of liked him as that, and that's what he was when I was like super into him from like 01, 02 to like 06, 07. Though he did have that period of just losing his mind, which was also cool. That like 02, that after his mask came off period where he like just set dudes on fire and stuff was great. and he had the Hannibal Lecter entrance where the police had to escort him into the building, and he had the thing on his head, and then Shane McMahon ruined it. But
But by the way, on the Roman issue, I don't want any of our illustrious listeners, to think that I'm not a Roman fan. I'm a big fan of his work. I'm leery that he can be what it appears the company wants him to be, which is the #1 guy.
Looking at how he ended, sorry to cut you off, but looking at how he ended Raw, I think he can do it.
I hated how he ended Raw. To me, the way that they ended Raw made him look like a patsy. It belied the tough exterior that he's been trying to portray for 2 years.
You know,
it just struck me as a very Disney ending for a guy who's supposed to be a tough guy.
Yeah,
and I despised the ending. I thought it was the lamest possible way they could have booked him.
The only way I actually think the ending would have been better is if he'd held up Cena's hand, and Cena had gone to hold up Reigns' hand, he'd pushed him away and then speared Cena.
Well, yeah, that would be good, but that's not what we got.
I don't know. I didn't hate it that much because the look Roman Reigns gave him was kind of a "I'm coming for you" thing.
If he could have went a little more over the top with his eye rolls and things like that.
Yeah, he should have done a more ridiculous. Yeah, he should have emphasized the "I'm coming for you" and mocking the thing.
It should have been. Yeah, he should have been more.
I don't think necessarily standing tall with John Cena at the end is where tomorrow's top babyface wants to be right now.
No. I was waiting for them to start blowing each other, actually, but
to me,
it was terrible.
To me, as soon as that happened, though, I saw, that was standing on Cena's, one guy alone standing on Cena's level.
Right. On that note, we're going to take our first question that we got, seeing as we mentioned Cena being the top guy. John Tibbs on Twitter asks, is there anything Cena can do to not be booed while as a face?
To not do what?
Raw bugged me.
Give me the question one more time.
Is there anything Cena can do to not be booed while he remains a face? The crowd at the end of Raw bugged me.
Yes, there is plenty that he can do. For one, he needs to edge up the character a little bit. I don't mean turn heel. I mean, he just needs to show a little bit of...
Needs to be aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression, a little bit of heart.
The A word.
He needs to do something.
Aggression.
He needs to do something that he hasn't done a million times before once. And that'll be nice.
Or that they just need to build a heel up that is so hated that it makes Cena obviously, just super face to everyone.
But it's
doesn't work.
Since 2008 or 9.
In a perfect world.
Since 08, I think the Nexus was the point where he especially started getting booed when he basically just screwed over a bunch of young dudes. But the thing about Cena is every promo he's given since 08 or so is just either super, super jokey, I'm gonna put a picture of you with your face on a baby, ha, or oh, you don't think I'm serious, Jack? Those are his two things.
Let me take back what I said to Paul a minute ago. There actually has been one heel that he's been able to play off of and get a babyface reaction, and it's Stephanie McMahon. So maybe it is possible that if a heel is good enough, that they can force the audience to root for Cena.
But look at Wyatt. The idea was let's stick Wyatt with Cena, and Wyatt's going to get booed and be a mega heel, and Wyatt's now one of the most over faces.
Exactly.
Wyatt's more over as a face than Cena is now.
That's also because he has such a super cool character, though.
They need to actually let him do heel stuff sometimes. Because Harper and Rowan do heel stuff all the time, non-stop, and they get heat.
To be fair, I think Jericho is the right person to put Wyatt.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, Jericho's like a beloved older dude, and when Bray like assaults him and stuff for no reason, that'll probably get him heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like last night you heard the crowd. You saw all the lights, but you initially heard the crowd start to get a little bit off when Jericho started to say, "Shut the hell up" and all that stuff.
Also, we witnessed the greatest match of all time last night: Bo
Can you-
Dallas versus El Torito,
Oh,
Stop.
which I loved that match purely because
Can
of
we
Bo
go ahead and
Dallas
mute him?
being.
Yeah, so
There's
go,
nothing
go,
better
go,
than a midget
go,
getting
go
whooped.
ahead and mute him. And let's
No,
go
but
back
it's-
to the
it was such
question that
great-
Mr. Tibbs... No, mute,
Yeah, let's go back
mute
to the
him.
question, please.
Mute him. Okay, so
You're in timeout.
Oh.
I'm turning heel on you. I'm sorry. Okay.
Come on, he
Um,
forearmed him and he died. It was
Right.
great.
guys, Rams, let's go for it.
So, can John Cena get cheers? John Cena can absolutely get cheers. The problem that he's had is I don't think he has enough control over the character to really do what he needs to do. I think he has the talent to do it, and you've seen him in promos over the years take a hostile crowd and have it be a pro Cena crowd by the end of it. So the ability is there. I think a couple of things that he needs to do is sort of like Randy Orton. Randy Orton does the same 12 moves in every match, but he doesn't do them in the same order.
That's true.
So one of the things that he can do is like the last few matches you've seen him throw in a few new moves, which is good. You've also seen him mix some things up a little bit. He's teased the AA early in matches. He's also sold a little better in the last few. So I see him trying to do some of these things already. But if they wanted him to really get himself over, I think he could. But I think there's a real hesitation to change his character because his character still sells.
Yes,
He's not going to get over while he's still wearing jorts. So.
I think one of the issues that you brought up was that he doesn't have enough control over the character.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he's having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But I think he was agreeing with me, so I like him.
Also, Paul,
What's this?
Yes.
are you telling me you're not wearing jorts right now? 'Cause
I
I
am.
definitely am.
I am not. I am not.
I can say with complete sincerity, I am not wearing jorts.
I can say with 100% hand on my heart, I am wearing jorts right now.
Yay!
I will take a photo and I will tweet it out for everyone to see that I am.
Yay! Good for you, sir.
In actuality, I'm wearing Cena's old attire of cargo shorts. That is what I'm actually wearing.
I'm wearing jeans and a shirt. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm in cargo shorts and a Punisher t-shirt.
Ooh. Well, I'm wearing a Piggly Wiggly shirt, so there.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I am wearing
My dad
a
worked at one of
sheet. I am wearing a sheet with your girlfriend. So.
Oh snap!
Right. So moving on, talking about girlfriends then, let's jump to Fandango, Summer Rae, Layla, and Ziggler.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh God! Just get the angle over and done with. Fire Summer Rae, and let's have it end.
I like.
If we're gonna
Fandango's
fire
creepy.
somebody, we need to fire Layla.
No, if we're gonna fire someone, we need to fire Cannon. But that's
How about all four of them?
Oh, Fandango needs to stay. He's
No, it's
brilliant.
true. I'm liking him more. I'm liking him more. His creepiness is making him way more entertaining.
Yeah, it is so good.
His commentary last night was awful though.
It was
I
hilarious.
loved it.
It was hilarious.
When he called himself the Fonz and then went,
Yeah.
it was fabulous.
It was
I know, and then
terrible.
and then he was, and then I can't remember who. I think it was JBL. Someone asked him if he had anybody else on like the side, and Fandango was like, "You think I'm gonna talk about this here in front of everyone?" It was
He has
great.
he has such a good, just even delivery.
yeah,
He's so sleazy, like Val Venus in like
Mhm.
1999.
No, but it was poorly done. The timing was off. Like some of the responses were good, but because there was a pause, or because he flubbed them, it didn't sell properly. I don't know if it was canned for him to do some of those things or what.
It worked for me.
I disagree. I thought it was really rough.
I agree with Francis.
I'm easy to please.
Lines.
As am I, apparently.
I like terrible stuff, and it's terrible in such a good way.
If something's terrible in the right way, like Bo Dallas is terrible. But that's the point. It's great.
Terrible in the right way.
The point is he's awful and unbearable. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and he works it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
He did a victory lap and stepped into a little bull, and the little bull died.
Bo Dallas is such a good heel, though.
El Torito is now the greatest of all time.
He's not the GOAT, he's the bull.
Best there ever will be.
Yeah, because just for two things. His sell of that forearm Bo gave him when El Torito was trying to jump through the ropes, he just collapsed. And the sell when Bo Dallas was doing his victory lap, and he didn't look down to see if El Torito was there, and El Torito kind of glanced Bo's hip, and El Torito did like a flip into the ground. It was the greatest.
It was such a nice cool down segment, you know. I was fine with it, and
it also followed
totally
up on something from SmackDown. It followed up on something that happened on SmackDown because he wrestled Diego Fernandez, one of the two, and El Torito messed with them, so he threw El Torito. So now they were having a match. There was a build up and a payoff, and it was funny.
Fernandiego.
Yeah, Fernandiego. I can't tell them apart. Who cares anyway?
Echo and Primo, good enough.
Yeah. Was it Primo? I don't even know the difference between those guys.
It was the uninjured one.
I wasn't here when they were a significant tag team.
They were never significant.
Yeah, I was gonna say neither were the rest of us then. So.
Oh, that's okay. That they may have never have been. By the time I showed up, they were on Superstars and main event or whatever sometimes.
I'm guessing Epico does mean epic, and you shouldn't have that as your moniker if you're not really good. Sorry.
Well, unless you're going to be a heel.
That would work.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of superstars, one person who seems to be in the doghouse last week had no matches. This week got one match on Superstars. Adam Rose. I would rather have no matches than feature on Superstars.
Well, that's the same. That's the same thing. Who watches Superstar?
He's now in the same boat as Tyson Kidd. That speaks for itself.
I'd rather be on Superstars than NXT.
No, but Tyson Kidd is actually I watch NXT and I don't watch Superstars because NXT is a million times better.
Yeah, but we discussed this the other day. NXT is where careers go to die as well as being built.
It's true, but Superstars, back when they used to show the top 10 shows, Superstars wasn't even on the top 10 shows most of the time, but NXT was.
That's because we're all watching NXT to see who the next superstar to die off is.
Superstars, to make Superstars work, you have to have actual jobbers on there. Yeah. That's what needs to happen.
I would rather be on Superstars on the main roster than to be in developmental.
I don't know, that show is half Raw recap and then two short matches.
NXT also seems to be the place where you go to get repackaged. So it's not always a bad thing.
Can we get Clem Layfield, please? Please.
Who has gone to NXT to be repackaged?
Tyson Kidd.
Has he been repackaged? He's still on NXT.
He's been repackaged.
He seems to be reforming International Airstrike as a heel tag team. It's weird.
Bray Wyatt
on NXT. He's not being repackaged.
Oh yeah, Michael McGillicuddy, Bray Wyatt, all those dudes.
That was before this NXT though.
But they went up to the main roster from before NXT and went down to current NXT. They went back to current
Bray Wyatt
NXT.
to begin with was FCW. he wasn't built up in NXT. He was built
Right.
up in FCW and had his
No, but he
last-
got sent down to NXT, repackaged, and brought back.
Ooh,
That's what happened with Bray, and the same thing happened with Curtis Axel, and the same thing happened with Ryback. Ryback got sent. All those guys. Oh, like it happened to a lot of dudes.
Yeah,
But
like
that-
the,
but
like
that
the
was
first
all
class
dark,
of NXT.
Yeah, that's early. That's to me, this NXT is a completely different animal than the NXT you're talking about.
No, but they went
But, you
down
know,
into
Yeah,
this
but you know
NXT.
they were on the reality show. You know, I'm just saying that
No, but they
that
started
guys-
in the reality show,
Right.
went to the main
Guys,
roster, and then
guys,
went down to this NXT.
So
Can I just-
repackaging can be successful.
Can I just make a point here? That's because there's not many people on the main roster at the moment who need to be repackaged besides Tyson Kidd.
No, he just needs to be unemployed.
Yes, I think there's some people that could definitely use some repackaging.
Yeah, I
Such
think
as who?
Adam Rose example.
He just came up.
He got repackaged and then came up.
He shouldn't have came up with his gimmick. We discussed this earlier. He shouldn't have came up. He's not the right guy for it.
None of his gimmicks work. None of them worked. His,
he,
his like
he should just stay down.
his
It's better
Craven,
than Leo Kruger. So,
Yeah, his Craven the Hunter thing didn't work.
yeah, that's bad.
Great.
And I like
reference.
Craven the Hunter. Didn't work.
Yes.
They
He
could
had
just-
a good match with Cesaro down there with tag
Yeah,
gimmicks.
he had a good match in his entire time down there.
Another topic to discuss. No Sami Zayn last night. Boo.
I don't know, like he's kind of doing stuff. Like I'm not that worried about him not coming up right now. He's not like 40. He's like 31.
My thing is, if I'm booking NXT, I'm gonna hold on to Adrian Neville.
We can
And
get
Sami
Kevin
Zayn
Steen
as long
versus
as
Sami
possible.
Zayn.
I'm gonna
That
hold
could be
on to both
good.
those guys because they're making people watch that show.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. Sami Zayn, big draw right now.
They
Yeah,
can
but-
afford to push those guys up later. It's not like a now or never thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, to be fair, they're already building Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins.
Well, the Ascension are getting to the now or never point due to their age.
Yes.
I want never with them. So
I like their
them.
gimmick fine. They're super green.
I like their original.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't deal with their matches.
Yeah, but to be honest, let's look at this. When The Undertaker first came up, The Undertaker was green as shit.
Yeah, but the thing was,
What?
Taker had only been wrestling for like 5 years.
Undertaker's first match, he almost crippled a guy for life.
So
Okay.
that's not what
Lesson
makes you
learned.
green.
Lesson learned. And then
That's
and
not
then
what
he
makes you green.
people forget how rough early Taker was because the gimmick wasn't quite there and he wasn't a great worker yet. Possibly just because they told him not to sell. That's a
Yeah, he was shit.
possibility.
All he did was choke. That was it.
So
That's-
I watched like all 20 Mania matches that they have on that box set, and it was like the first 5 of them are bad, like different levels of bad.
Well, I think
Then
I
they
think-
go up from there.
wasn't he like instructed to no sell and to be an undead wrestler? I think that was the gimmick.
But his moveset
Yeah.
was also super limited. Which
Oh yeah, all he did was choke people and punch them in the neck.
Did you see him when he was in pre WWE?
That's
Yeah.
mean Mark, right?
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
I've not heard
just-
good things about that though.
No, it's not.
He
It's
was
not
pretty
good.
good. He was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah,
didn't
good.
really get to have good WWE matches until like 1995 or 6.
By the
Well,
way,
I enjoyed his tag team with Dan Spivey. That was good stuff.
By the way, I know.
Dangerous Dan.
But getting to
Spivey.
the point though, I think you're saying about being green and going up. It was a different time then. Like if you look at it then and now, you kind of have to be good to hold your own on the roster as well as have a character. But back then, you could be a character and you were still interesting to people.
Also, it's way easier to protect a dude 1 hour a week than it is to protect a dude 6 hours a week.
hmm
Amazing, huh?
So,
Which
Yeah.
is the bigger problem of oversaturation.
I can agree with that.
I think that's Cena's biggest problem, to be real about it. If
Yeah.
you had 1 hour a week of WWE over the last dozen years, I don't think Cena is nearly as stale as he seems now.
but
Yep.
Yes, but
And you're not going to be giving a pay-per-view matches every week like Orton and Ambrose.
Okay, can I just...
Yeah.
Have I ever mentioned the ascension of being green? Yes, they're green.
Tech problems again.
he cuts out every time he tries to speak by himself.
I'm sure he has
That's what
probably
happens
the
when
best
you
point
talk
ever
about
that we'd all just go, oh my god, he's right, the Ascension are great. And none of us get to hear it.
Yeah. No, it's dead.
He just needs a nice knife edge chop to the throat.
Well, it's like if
Clear
he's
all that
just
up.
contributing, you can hear him fine. The second he tries to make his own point, they cut the mic. Levels cuts the mic.
And
you
they
hear me now?
should.
That's what happens when you try to cut a pipe bomb in my show.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay,
Cut
my,
his mic.
my point was, yes,
Oh my god. I didn't even hear it. Fantastic.
He keeps getting cut. You keep moving.
It's there.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we'll move on and we'll come back to it. I want to hit on the Divas match that we're all dying to talk about with Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella. You know, the match that wasn't a match?
You see, I watch Raw on a 40-minute delay, and I didn't watch 1 second of that match.
Okay. Basically, that match didn't happen. It turned out Alicia Fox... Sorry, spoilers, guys, if you haven't seen it yet. But
Whoa.
you can listen to this if you haven't seen it. Basically, Alicia Fox didn't put the rope on her wrist and refused to have it, and then just decided to attack her anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is there anyone who didn't see that coming from 5 miles away?
I didn't, because I didn't see that match happen at all.
Whatever Bella twin that was didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I saw the Bella twin come out, and I was like, I'm not watching this segment. And then I was done.
You're
That was
not
the
a very
one
smart
segment
guy,
I
dude.
missed.
I'm going to be honest,
What
I
is
kind
wrong
of
with you?
choke her with the rope. Like, they were actually going to have maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then the Alicia Fox would just snap and go crazy with the rope.
Well, Daniel Bryan got fired for that, so.
Yeah, I know, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
There was such a crowd killer right there because the show had just had a hot start, had a nice opening tag match, and then that.
Yeah, the momentum died. Like
Oh.
Bo Dallas Torito was a fun cooldown. That was a terrible cooldown.
Safe to say that none of us really enjoyed that segment.
I did. It had Nikki Bella in it, so I was happy.
Yeah.
God damn it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, right, Chris, make your final chance at making your point.
My point was, yes, the Ascension are green. However, look at their moveset. Their finisher, for example, is a fantastic tag team finisher.
So,
Yeah.
The tripping of man, I don't think that's a very good finisher.
It's cool looking. It's weirdly
if
soft.
guys,
but it's
if guys, devastating.
Okay, can Ryan Baxel get a tag team finisher?
Yeah,
They're like the only team that doesn't have one.
Because they're not a real tag team.
No, okay.
They have
My-
a name.
My idea for it is
They got a
Ryback.
name. They got a
Ryback.
combined name and music.
Ryback. Okay, my idea for it is Ryback gets him up on his shoulders, like in the shell shock-ish thing, and then kind of turns them back into a torture rack position, and then Axel does his face buster off of Ryback's shoulders.
I'll just go for a spike pile driver. Give me that.
Just have Ryback. No. We have Axel and Ryback do the Usos double splash together.
Powerbomb neckbreaker.
Who actually? By the way, what was discussed about Divas match or something?
Yeah, we were discussing the Nikki Bella, Alicia Fox system.
Okay,
Bob.
someone keeps calling it fake tip Bella or something like that. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
that about?
He's the one
Yeah,
with
that's
the
me.
big-
I've always said that's me and then just gone.
Yeah, that was Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I call her. So
But
Okay.
yeah, Nikki Bella.
that's how I
is
tell them apart.
Well, everyone tells them apart. She's the one with the fake boobs,
Yeah.
and the other one's a hippie lover.
Yeah, got skinny Bella and fake tit Bella.
Or
Choices.
if you need to think of it this way, one's Lois Lane, and the other one's Daniel Bryan's bit on the side.
Well, technically one is Lois Lane and one is Mary Jane, and I guess.
Please stop insulting both comic book characters.
Yes, let's do that.
I'm just saying because Daniel Bryan is the Spider-Man of WWE, and John Cena is, I guess, the Superman. Though I don't know who hates Superman that much.
Captain America.
Lex Luthor.
What? Yeah, true. The audience is Lex Luthor.
So who's
You know what? Let's talk about that tag match for a little bit. It's a great tag match, but they need to stop showing us it and stop giving it away for free.
Yeah, but it had a screwy finish though, so it's fine.
I don't know. I'm so sick of seeing it that often now.
But
The Wyatts are the
wrong
king.
twin.
Yeah, they pinned the wrong.
Oh, yeah,
twin.
that's right.
Usos got screwed, bro. You're getting
Come
worked,
on,
bro.
dude. That's the inverse of twin magic.
Yeah, it makes way more sense than Twin Magic does.
No, twin magic makes perfect sense. You, as a heel tag team, you can't tell them apart. So
No, I
you
know,
cheat.
but the
It's
way
perfect.
they use it, no, but see, the baby faces use it, which makes no sense. But it works cool for baby faces to get screwed because they look alike. So the heel tricks the referee. Like that's a way better dynamic for faces.
Yeah.
Though the greatest use of Twin Magic and my favorite Bella match
Killer
What?
Bees.
was when I can't remember, I think it was Brie took on Maurice, and Brie got her ass kicked for about 45 seconds, rolled out of the ring, the other one rolled in, and then Maurice just DDT'd her and pinned her. She didn't even hesitate. She just DDT'd her and pinned her. So she basically just beat both of them in a handicap match. It was great. In a minute.
See, I going back to the tag match, I don't have an issue with the match. I think the match itself was great and the finish was clever. But they could have done that on the pay-per-view. That's how they would have furthered the story. I mean, showing it every week on Raw is not a good thing.
That's a good point.
that's
They
what we
could
were
have
saying
showed them
before.
lose the belts in a terrible way by having them get screwed like that. Actually would have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, if they
That's
lost,
what. Oh,
if they lost it through a screwy finish, the Usos have a reason to keep fighting for those. And when you've got two teams, you really do need a reason for them to keep fighting.
but what we were saying earlier is we need some Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston tag teams. We need some enhancement talent tag teams. Because right now you only have, 3 legitimate tag teams and then 1 or 2 hanger-ons? It's not much of a division, and so you by definition are going to get some repetition because you just don't have that many to go around.
You want to get interesting? Go and put Justin Gabriel back with Heath Slater, and there you go. That's a tag team.
You could probably have 2 separate tag teams with those 2 guys.
Yeah.
I just want Heath Slater. Put Heath Slater with anyone on the planet Earth, and I will be okay. Because that means Heath Slater will get more segments, and will get his weird, cheap, funny heat that I enjoy.
Yes.
I say we put Heath Slater with CM Punk.
No.
That's why we've got the Punk band.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic. Cut it. Send him home.
No more pipe bomb.
No,
No more pipe bomb.
But then we
Chris,
get
Chris. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah, but that way we get the 2-man Punk band.
Two-man punk band.
Oh, I thought you meant like he can go with CM Punk and he can just leave.
Oh,
That's how I took it.
Leave.
yeah, I like Heath Slater a lot. It's just, he's not going to be a real competitor, but it's just a dude who sells and gets funny, cheap heat. I enjoy him a lot.
Yeah, not everyone's going to be a world champ.
No,
You
but
know?
he can job entertainingly.
Yep, you got to have your pecking order, we said we week.
Yep.
If we get another low-end dude who's not doing anything and just put him with Heath Slater, I'll have a better time. You can even have Damian Sandow decide that he's a rocker now. Who cares?
Oh, please. No, I'm more entertained with what Sandow's doing now.
Yeah, Sandow's doing too much good stuff right now.
No, but he can dress as a new musician.
It's like
every week.
It's like Lesnar said on Twitter. Could you not imagine if Sandow came up dressed up as Sting to Sting's music? Imagine the booze he would get if that was a hardcore.
We're going to segue this right now then. Going from that, let's talk a bit about Sting's tweet that went out today. We got a question asking, was there so much need to get everyone's underwear in such a twist over this? Or is it just going to come down to the video game and that's it?
It's probably
Video
the
game.
game.
It will
Yeah,
either
because
be,
Sid tweeted the same thing. So.
Yeah, and Sting is like 600 years old.
it will either be the video game or it will be Sting as general manager, one of the two.
There is one more option. With it being a date that he tweeted, it could be the return of Chris Jericho.
Or vignette.
No, you
So
know
I guess
what?
I killed that one. No, nobody liked that one.
It made me chuckle, and then Chris stepped over it, and that was it.
You know what?
So I stepped over it because I thought it was dead.
I'm a very big Sting fan. Quite a lot of my followers know that.
So
Do you know what? I love this idea that he could come back, and we get maybe 2 or 3 matches. And I'm not saying big matches, unless they're going to go the whole hog and they put him on Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series.
He should just form a tag team with Kurt Angle.
I don't want to see him in the ring anymore. I mean, I saw him there at the end there in TNA, and
In what?
I saw him in TNA there at the end, and
In
you know,
what?
that.
I have only seen since I stopped watching TNA in 2010. Since I stopped watching TNA in like January 2010, the only Sting match I watched was Ric Flair versus Sting, which is the saddest old man match you will ever see.
I don't know. I think Taker versus
It
Sting.
isn't, because there's been 4 more years since then of 4
Rick,
old man matches.
Sting clotheslined Rick over the top rope and had to keep rolling out and rolling back in because Rick couldn't get up. He couldn't get up for a straight minute, so Sting had to keep getting back out and back in. It was bad and sad, and I wish my only last memory of Ric Flair wrestling was him versus Shawn.
See,
It's
bear
not
that
now.
in mind, I've thought about this. If
That
they
was
do-
his last match, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have had a nightmare. You're right. You're right.
No, if they do decide to let Sting wrestle, who on the roster could you actually see him wrestling?
Cena.
Because in the back of my mind, I don't see anyone other than Cena, Triple H, and an up-and-coming star.
Cena works super like safe and clean, and like you could probably have him wrestle a match with Sting without Sting turning to dust.
I think we should have it be a match Sting versus Vacant.
Sting.
Sting versus Vacant is a hot match to book, but they have competed, I think, a few times in WCW.
Yeah, but could you not imagine Sting versus?
No, gone again.
Yeah, I think this ship has kind of sailed on Sting in the ring. I think they wanted him to do it, and they got to a point where he couldn't look like a WWE superstar, and I think that was probably the end of it.
Yeah, if they got him in like 2008, we probably could have done some stuff.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm not even sure WWE was satisfied with how Taker looked at WrestleMania.
Yeah, see, I think if they're gonna have him come in, and I mean, if they're gonna come in and do it properly, I think they'll either really push their luck, I mean, properly push their luck, and we do still get Sting versus Taker at Mania, which part of me wants it, part of me doesn't, but I think we'll definitely get some kind of tease interaction between the two of them.
He's a good promo guy still, and you saw Austin Cena rock. I'm forgetting a megastar here, Hulk Hogan. You had them in the ring at Mania, all talking to each other, and I think that's where we are with Sting.
I think what we're going to get now is I'd like to see Sting versus Wyatt.
Why?
No.
We should get Sting as the world's saddest, oldest surfer dude.
We could also get Sting as general manager, which wouldn't be too bad.
I would take that.
I would take Sting GM fine. I also want Ric Flair GM.
But you
I
could
would
then
take
also,
that too.
you could then also have Sting. I would Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns would Roman Reigns would spear him into dust.
Yeah. What was it? 'Cause-
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are saying that Sting, he's old and he's decrepit. If you look back at his last match in TNA, like it wasn't great, but he was still very physical for the age he is. Like he was taking pile drivers and things.
Oh yeah, so was Taker though. When you look at his match with Lesnar, that was a physical match.
Yeah.
If that's like pointing at the like 80-year-old man who still jogs, and you're like, oh, he can still jog. That's nice. Oh, what an adorable old man.
I think there's a big difference between taking a pile driver and jogging.
It's like no, but like
Yeah,
for
there's-
Sting
there's-
for his age is super sad. Like that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
True story. There's this little old lady in my neighborhood. She power walks every single day. I am 100% certain that she can walk faster and farther than I can. That doesn't matter. She's still a little old lady.
See,
Oh
that's
yeah.
fine. But I mean,
You think that, but someone will try and.
if he is willing to go in the ring, and WWE sees that, I guarantee you that he will have at least one big match, and it's gonna be Mania.
Just let him Stinger Splash Heath Slater, and Heath
No,
Slater will
if he's gonna
explode.
if he's gonna do the Stinger Splash, it has to be Mojo Rawley.
Oh, he has to Stinger Splash Mojo Raw. Okay, Mojo Rawley's Stinger Splashes used to be the worst thing I've ever seen. No, they're a little better now. I can deal with them now.
Do you mind if we go off? There's something I do want to discuss. How would you like Sting to make his entrance into WWE?
On the
Rafters.
cover of a video game.
I'd like him to do it from just. All you see is out of nowhere, he just flies out of the rafters.
I think
Yeah,
they're
I
pretty
mean-
much done with that now.
Well, yeah, that's true. They do not like guys repelling from things. But, yeah, they have not been into that for a while. Yeah, I just don't think Sting can like work in today's climate. Like, I don't see him like able to do a whole lot. Like, it'll be like, I don't know. It'll be like when Raven had that sad last run in TNA, when he just sat around and attacked people for no reason.
You say that, but I would say that Sting is very much in pretty much the same shape that Taker's in.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all.
Also, Taker wrestles one match a year and might not be wrestling anymore. That's a distinct possibility that he's done.
Sting does.
I think if Brock Lesnar did to Sting what he did to The Undertaker, Sting would no longer be able to walk. He'd be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, if he hit
To-
three
to-
F5s on...
To be fair, Taker couldn't walk afterwards either.
Yes, he did. He walked out.
It took him a bit, but he made it.
Have you not seen the footage of him getting into the walking out of the hotel?
But he did walk out.
Yeah, he
I'm
walked
not-
out of the arena.
I
He
think you have
collapsed
to-
later.
I think you'd have to pick up the individual pieces of Sting if Lesnar did that to him.
Yeah, you'd have to, like... Sting would just be a smear of leather and face paint on the mat. And you'd be... That would be there forever. I don't... I just can't see him wrestling at this point.
Like I said, 100%. If WWE thinks he's capable, and he thinks he's capable, he's getting in that ring.
Yeah, purely if for nothing else, he needs to have a match so he can be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Maybe he can be a
you're-
random... Maybe he can be a random dude who comes out in a suit to hold back Roman Reigns and gets
Yeah,
speared.
well, I think he's a little better than Stooge. But I think, to me, what I would love to see
Pitt Finley
is...
was great.
Yeah, well, he was a Stooge. I don't, he
Uh,
stooged.
Mike
He did it-
Rotunda was out there, which surprised.
Yeah.
Shouldn't surprise me because he works in the back. He's
Yeah.
usually not in the physical segments.
Right. What I was gonna say is, I know you're a Sting mark. I'm a bit of a Sting mark too. I love Sting. I think that ship has sailed. I think it's time for him to transition into something that's a little more conducive to who and what he is at this point. And I have no problem with him being on. Like you could do the same thing with Hogan. He can come out and he can knock somebody out. like Bret Hart did. You know, he can get a shot in every once in a while, but he really can't. I don't see him doing a match. He can come out with the long trench coat and the baseball bat and be the enforcer GM type. I have no problem with that. But I can't see him really working matches for WWE.
Yeah, my thoughts are basically, should he wrestle? No. Will he wrestle? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be wrestling.
But
I
yeah,
think
it's like, yeah, like I'm a microtunda mark, but I don't want to see him come back. He's like 58 years old. I liked IRS and the varsity villain thing, but I don't want him back. It's because that'll be a sad old man match, just like Sting would be a sad old man match.
Yeah.
I will say one thing for Sting is that he made a smart move in actually signing this year. Unfortunately, it was 1 year, at least 1 year too late. It should have happened 10 years ago instead of going to TNA. But
it still could have happened and worked out okay, like in 08. Maybe.
So if we're gonna have Sting, and I don't buy it. If we have Sting attempt to work a match, what is his ring attire like? Because they're not gonna let him just go out there in a t-shirt.
well, he's been. I know for a fact he's been working out recently, and that he's been in the gym constantly. No,
I'm sorry.
Okay, I should have worded that better. There's video footage of him in the gym working out. He did a big training.
Levels, stop lying. We know you were there with binoculars. We know what you were doing.
Oh, nice.
You got me. I even gave him the baby oil afterwards. But
yeah, you lathered him up, and then he was like, "Wait, who was that?" And he turns around, and you were gone.
Yeah, it was me, Sting, and Big E sharing weightlifting powder. But no,
we all know that's cocaine.
I think he's in much better shape now than he was in TNA. I think he would wrestle without a t-shirt, but I think he'll do the singlet type thing again. I don't think he'll go back to just tights ever.
Yeah.
He'll do.
What?
It happened to him again?
I think it happened to him again.
Man, Chris, buy a microphone.
I was gonna ask a question, but Paul's gone, and now I don't know if I should yet.
Yeah, go for it.
What happened to Paulie?
Because I was just gonna ask, like, because I got spurred on by your question of what ring attire you would wear, and I was just gonna ask, like, what do you guys think your gimmick would be if you were a wrestler? Like, what kind of stuff would you wear?
I'm not sure what I would wear, but I would definitely walk out to Across the Nation.
I think my gimmick would look something like what Sandow does.
My gimmick would look something like Dean Ambrose with a baseball bat and barbed wire.
Don't fool yourself.
Yeah, fooling yourself a little bit.
Back in your corner.
Wait, what levels?
I said quiet writer back in your corner.
Yeah. You're getting buried, Chris.
You know, I think that's a good question. Someone described me the other day, someone that I know, was like, you've got the build of Mark Henry, but the height of Drew McIntyre. But there's no way I could wear anything other than a singlet. Like, no one wants to see someone this big in anything other than a singlet.
Yeah, I would be wrestling fully clothed like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, same.
I think I would probably end up, because I have a basic collegiate wrestling background, I would probably be doing the Mike Rotunda, super early angle and Jack Swagger thing, where I'm a heel because I work in moves occasionally from wrestling. Like, oh, I chicken winged a dude, well, I'm a heel. And, do the, you wear a singlet that has your state's name on it, or city's name on it, and you just cheat your ass off and do boring collegiate stuff to piss off the crowd.
Nice.
Okay, there's a question then. Which gimmick would you go for? That's what Skeletor would have. What would you have, Rancis?
Sandow type gimmick.
Alright, Chris, what about you?
I'm in a couple minds about that. I would love to go for something a bit more, like I said, Dean Ambrose, basically, with Dean Ambrose.
No, no opinion.
Cut his
Nope.
mic. Cut his mic.
Cut his mic.
No, that's not
Why?
bad. It just looks like I'm cutting him, but I'm not cutting your mic.
Because
Well, you should have.
It cuts at the perfect moment where you're like just about to get your point across, and then it's just gone.
That should be your gimmick.
Cut off, man.
That should be his gimmick.
Well, like that thing Vince wanted to do because he doesn't like Christian's face, so he wanted to put a blue dot on Christian's face whenever he's on screen.
Okay.
That's
You
stupid.
said you would want to be Dean Ambrose meets Mick Foley.
Yeah, see,
I don't believe you.
Chris,
Yeah.
does it hurt when you get a paper cut? Because if it does, you are not doing any of the matches they've done. Like, those guys are hardcore and
Yeah.
not just wrestling terms.
Chris seems to think of himself much higher than I do of me, because I just see myself as like this cowardly, like screwy, like wrestling roll-up pin, like, oh god, he punched me in the nose, holding my face, rolling out of the ring, like heel. Who,
Oh, that's me all the way.
with the like, since I was a little kid, I've wanted to be like a honky-tonk man heel, where I think I'm the best, but I'm embarrassing, and the only reason I succeed is because my manager looks out for me. And then I get trashed like a year down the line.
It's worth pointing out.
Cool.
Clearly it wasn't.
Clearly it was not worth pointing out.
I think he was going to say, he meant to say he would have that gimmick, but not that wrestling style. I'm pretty sure that's what he was going to say.
I think
Yes.
that was... Yeah, okay, there we go.
It was
You
either
have to speak for him now. You're
it
his
was either
manager.
that or that he was going to say that he was wearing pink underwear and he was quite comfortable in them.
You're Chris's mouthpiece now, Levels.
I am the Lana to your Rusev, deal with it.
Okay, so what, dude? Cut his mic.
Cut his mic. Kill.
Right, Chris, what were we going to say? Quick.
That's alright, it's alright.
Okay. What were we going to say?
What I was
That's
gonna
alright.
say is, what gimmick would you apply to the other members of the LoWdown?
Ooh. Skeletor, you are literally coming out as Skeletor. That's all I know you as.
Okay, fair enough.
You were going with the Shao Kahn Triple H vibe.
Oh, yeah, I would love that stuff. Like, I don't think it's as fitting as like real life, but that's pretty cool. I love
Yeah, but
that
yeah,
stuff.
in my head, I've got you as like a comedy heel at the same time. Like you're a skinny guy and the helmet's too heavy to hold up.
So I think I'm the greatest like warrior of all time, and then I'm horrible and lose.
Like
Coward.
Colin Delaney wearing Triple H's Shao Kahn outfit.
Oh, I love this gimmick. I love that gimmick hard, man.
God damn.
That is the best thing. Alright.
Chris, you are a real man's man in a suit. You are William Regal in a suit. You could easily play GM.
Okay, I can go for that.
I was going to say, he doesn't get an opinion. I don't know, after watching that promo, Renton, that you did, I want to say something creepy, but I'm not sure what. For those of you who haven't seen Renton's promo, by the way, go find it on YouTube. It's just Rentis as Bray Wyatt. It's great. So,
Alright, wait. What would your finisher be? That is a question.
Who?
Oh, wait, we didn't finish Francis's thing. That's a good point. We didn't finish that. That first. Oh, there's
Ollie.
well,
Let's finish Francis's thing first. Then we'll move
okay,
on to mine.
Rentis has to be something creepy. I would, just because, like, for some reason in my head I've got, like the boogeyman type image.
It's because I'm black.
I think that's
Yep.
a great fun to play. Well, you know yourself, you pull the boogeyman now.
Dude, who's
Paul-
eating chips, dude? Seriously.
Man, you come and go.
probably just Chris's mic.
Chris's mic imploding.
It's Skeletor.
It's Skeletor.
Such a sad Skeletor.
I know. I love that picture. He looks so just down. I'm like, usually he's all like cackling and evil, but he just looks so like, oh, what am I doing with my life? Is what that says.
Defeated by He-Man again.
Oh.
Then he kicks a little can right next to him, and
Yeah, I've taken him on 400 times, each time with a new evil plan, and none of it has ever worked. He just punches me in the face.
Okay, so
That's the way a good heel should be, though. A good heel should be able to lose every time and still convince you that they're dangerous.
Like Randy Orton.
good Christ.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
turn it down. Sorry, Chris.
Dude, seriously. If you're going to do that, there's
Yeah,
a mute button
yeah, you can mute
in your
yourself.
software. Use it.
There we go. He's pressed it.
And there you have the reason why I would give myself a Sandow gimmick. That's proof right there that I would have a Sandow gimmick.
Right, Paul, what gimmick would you give yourself?
Oh, if I was a wrestler, what gimmick would I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to give me a minute.
Vader, how about that?
He's just Vader.
Vader
Mask,
just
build.
legit badass. You know what? No, give me something close to that. Give me Stan Hansen.
Ooh.
So I get to have like a cool mustache, and then I'm just a big mouthful of tobacco, even though I don't chew. But
I've seen a bunch of AWA Stan Hansen. That dude was incredible.
oh, it just the toughest son of a bitch ever. So
Yeah.
just something is like a legit tough guy. He wouldn't be anything goofy or anything like that.
Did you hear what our things were, or were you not completely not here?
No, I just got back on.
Okay.
Okay, Skeletor is basically Colin Delaney, but in Shao Kahn's outfit. So the helmet is too heavy that he can't hold it on.
Well, that was
Brilliant.
the one Levels gave me, which I think is brilliant. I actually really love that. The one I had originally given myself was because I have like a basic collegiate wrestling background. I would probably be like the Mike Rotunda kind of like varsity douchebag thing, except it would be like mixed with the honky tonk man, where he thinks he's the best dude in the world, but he's actually kind of an embarrassment, and he only survives through his manager being really, really good.
You know what?
Why
gimmick I
has not
would use?
that's had to have been done, right?
I don't know.
I've never seen that. It sounds like something that
Yeah,
would've
it's
been
perfect.
done.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
it was.
perfect.
I think Jack Swagger did a form of that.
Yeah, but it wasn't quite as like embarrassing as Honky Tonk Man usually was.
He
Like
was
Honky Tonk
giving.
Man got trashed every match.
He was giving a State of the Union when he was the world champion. He
Yeah,
got
but-
pretty douchey.
No,
he
did.
peaked when he had the eagle with him. That was
No,
the
it's
best.
true. When Chavo was in the Eagle suit, but he didn't like Honky Tonk Man. If you watch his matches, he gets wrecked like the whole match. He just sells like the whole match, and he's like embarrassing himself and like falling down and stuff. And then he starts to get some offense in, and then starts losing again. And then Jimmy Hart like does something to throw off the dude, and then he hits his finish or a roll up or something.
All right, hold on. I got mine to kind of piggyback off that. I would be the son of a legend, and but I really don't want to wrestle. Like I hate wrestling. I want nothing to do with it. But
So
he
you're Ted
forces,
DiBiase.
right?
Ted
So,
DiBiase
but he
Jr. on
forces me to
purpose.
do it, and then he pays off all my opponents to just lay down for me.
So it's a cross between Ethan Carter III and Ted DiBiase Jr.
Right,
It's actually not bad. That's pretty interesting, actually.
right. It would lead to just such a really hot babyface turn there, a year down the line. Because I would be all entitled and shit like that, and act like, oh yeah, I'm destroying everyone,
Or Shane O'Mac.
Oh, but he could go though for
Yeah.
someone that wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah, Shadow Mac was crazy. Shadow Mac did crazy things that like astound me to this day.
All right, so if I were picking the gimmicks, I'd give Skeletor the Michael Cole gimmick, like the heel Michael Cole.
In the coal mine?
No, like when he was wrestling, like when he was doing those awful matches.
Including the world's worst tattoos as well.
Wow.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Let's be nice to our gracious host, and I'll have him be Drew McIntyre.
Well, thank you.
And Chris, wow. Let's make Chris X-Pac.
Oh,
Getting that X-Pac heat.
He's more likable than that.
And Paulie's definitely Vader. He's got to be Vader.
Thanks.
All right, Paul. What gimmicks are you giving everyone?
What gimmicks am I giving everyone? Okay, I'm going to give Chris. I'm going to give him like the genius type gimmick.
Thought about that one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving him the genius. Skeletor is Skeletor.
Fair enough.
You gotta live the gimmick. Let's see, our gracious host. Let's see. So since we would all be a stable, you would have to be our manager.
Fine.
So I'm giving you. Let's see. No,
Paul Ellering.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't work Southern, so I can't.
You're not cool old guy enough to be J.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
You're not cool enough or old enough.
But you cut a better promo than him, so.
Well, that was not what J.J. did.
J.J. was pretty good.
That was not what the point of J.J. was.
He chewed on his glasses like a dope.
No, but the point of J.J. was just looked like a credible, actual life manager. And from what I've heard from Rick and those guys, he actually did book their hotels and stuff.
So he was the
we
secretary.
wouldn't have you do that. We wouldn't have you do that. You'd be our Bobby Heenan.
Oh, can deal with that.
Nice.
Yep. And
Nice.
then
And
Rancis,
I
let's
better
see.
not be some Coco Beware, bro.
Oh goodness, no!
Come on,
I'm not giving
man.
you a bird.
Biggie Langston.
Goodness, no! You have way too much charisma for that, sir. So. I would give you. You would have like a. I would like to give you a Mr. Perfect gimmick.
Okay, it's funny. I still haven't been given a black gimmick yet.
Well, because most of them are terrible.
Yeah, what am
They
I
really
supposed
are,
to
dude.
say?
What am I gonna
You're
do?
our truth now.
Yes.
Yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm either gonna make you rap or I'm gonna give you a fucking bird. No, I like
Or you dance. You can dance, I guess.
Yeah. You're not gonna dance? No.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Biggie Langston.
We need more like real.
Biggie
actual
Langston.
Yeah,
straight
you
gimmicks.
just
We need more straight gimmicks for the black characters, really,
what's
man.
his
Because
name?
even
Exactly.
Biggie has now transferred into caricature mode. It's just
Okay,
Yeah, he's
sad.
devolved.
we'll make you Flash Funk. It's
Rentis,
fine.
you are Biggie Langston with personality.
Wow, great, fantastic.
So
Fine,
yeah,
fuck it. You're the Godfather. There.
All right.
That might not be so bad.
That wouldn't
Alright.
be bad. There we go.
Okay, so he gave them all out. I'll give them out now.
You're the Godfather.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
I like Mr. Perfect better, but
So Levels is a big monster heel named Loch Ness.
Oh.
Bam.
Can you
Bam.
stereotype?
Late 90s WCW on you.
Boo.
Your name you'll fight Wrath and Glacier. And your name is the Loch Ness. And
Hold on. I've watched Loch Ness's matches, and that fat fuck could barely move. No, you can't give him that. Yes, it was.
Did Skeletor say he was talking? It seems like I may have muted him. I don't know what happened there.
Yes, he was an actual WCW wrestler.
I did not. That sounded like a bad WCW gimmick, which is why I was doing it. But I didn't know it was an actual bad WCW.
Yeah,
gimmick.
he used to be. He was a Haystacks Calhoun, I do believe.
Alright, to go off a previous conversation me and Levels had, he
He
would
was like
just...
800 pounds.
Levels' character would be a giant cannibal. who, when he turns face, becomes a vegan, and then when he kind of goes in the middle as a tweener, he becomes a pescatarian. But
Okay.
that's Levels.
Ain't no one else yet.
But Paul becomes the Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh, I'm a jobber?
Yeah, pretty much.
Famous jobbers, though.
I'm okay. I guess if you're going to be the best at something, you know, that's okay.
Yeah, he was
I'd be the best of the worst.
What am
the
I?
best of the worst. Okay, wait, Chris is what's it? Chris is our Sapphire.
Ooh.
We put him in nice old lady dresses, and that is Chris's gimmick.
But wait till it's my turn, you bastard.
I was nice. I gave you the genius gimmick.
No,
so
it's
I was
true.
nice to you.
Actually, dang it, I can't make. There's a dude. No. Paul's the franchise. That's it.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking. That's better. He's the franchise.
I can be Shane Douglas. Everyone
yeah,
hates
Shane-
me. So.
Yeah, but this was great.
Everyone
Yeah,
hates
hated
me
him.
legit behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, of course. we all legit hate you behind the scenes, but you're great, just like he was great.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Now we're down to Rensis.
That's right, we're down to Mr. Difficult.
All right. So Rensis wears a basketball jersey with a bulletproof vest and pants with the word Rensis like spray painted on the side. He was complaining that he wasn't getting a black gimmick. And he dances while he raps and plays basketball during his matches.
During his matches, there.
His finisher is called the free throw.
Nope, slam dunk.
No, the slam
Slam
dunk's
dunk.
too obvious. Too obvious. His finishers are the free throw and the cop killer.
That's awful.
I believe it's my turn.
Wait. And at the start of every promo, he says, "Shout out to Tupac," and then he pours out a little bit of alcohol, and that's the gimmick.
Oh,
There we go. Now, Chris.
I have seen this gimmick.
Jerk.
Skeletor,
You asked to have a black gimmick. I gave you one.
Skeletor would be to a stable what the ball is to Altarito. He would be a skeleton.
Oh, I'm actually pretty happy with that position. I wear a bad skeleton costume and follow everyone around.
Basically, yeah. When the Ascension comes up, you are the Ascension's mascot.
That's wonderful.
That's pretty great. I'm pretty happy with how this has worked out.
But
all my gimmicks have been awesome. All the ones I've been given, and the ones I gave myself. I'm happy about this.
I don't know why, but Paul should definitely be a manager.
I can dig it.
I'm not sure what manager I can compare you to, but definitely a manager.
No, he's the Paul Ellering. I think that's the best one.
Levels, I don't know why, but I'm going to say something similar to Big Show.
I can deal with that. Sadly.
Rensis reminds me of, and this is rather stereotypical. Do you remember back when Biggie Langston had personality with Caitlyn?
Yeah, I remember that week.
When Big E Lang.
Yeah, that week. That was a good week in Big E's career.
That is Rensis.
It was a damn fine week for him.
Yeah. You wear odd, ill-fitting dress shirts.
I'd like to say we cover Rensis right now by saying he would be a black guy who wants to be a white guy because he thinks white guys get over quicker.
That would actually be such a cool gimmick.
I do think they get it over with quicker.
Could you imagine that as a gimmick? Like, you were losing matches and you were like, the only reason I don't get title matches is because I'm black.
You know, it's true. But he'll get, like, going by the from state to state, he'll either get huge cheers or massive heel heat for that.
You would guarantee yourself a job spot for years.
But you know, that's what Ron did in TNA. That's pretty much what he did.
That's what I think you should do, actually. That'd be a fantastic gimmick.
Man, I am all... God,
You're
that's so great.
copyrighting that gimmick right now, so if you're listening, WWE, it's ours. Keep your hands off.
Keep your hands off.
Patent pending.
Also, keep your hands off my honky-tonk man wrestler thing.
I think you'll be okay, dude.
No, I will be okay.
Okay, so tell you what, moving on from gimmicks, let's talk a bit about Brock Lesnar and Battleground. Do you see him showing up at the Battleground, or do you think he'll be after Battleground?
I think both.
After.
I think
Yeah, I don't
both.
think he can. If he shows up that night, he'll attack Cena, and then there's no reason for Seth not to cash in.
Pay-per-view sets up TV nowadays.
I would actually love to see Brock Lesnar attack Cena. Seth Rollins goes to cash in, and you just see Lesnar beat, like, you just see him.
F5's Rollins out of the ring.
Not even F5 Rollins, just like Rollins goes to cash in. He takes one look at Lesnar, and Lesnar just like shakes his head like no.
Why would he do that?
But that way you could also make Rollins be the cowardly heel.
Yeah, but that doesn't really make sense though, because
It would be a great visual, though. I could
But
see
he-
that at least on TV.
I know, but it would be easier under that scenario for Brock Lesnar to beat Seth Rollins. So why wouldn't he want Seth to cash in?
No,
And
because
then
if
he
he
gets
wants
an
to,
easy WWE championship.
because he wants to go for the title. He wants.
Yeah, because he's a monster.
Yeah.
Or because logically he wants to say he can beat Cena.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah,
already
he
beaten up
needs-
Cena.
He needs that win back,
Oh.
though.
Yeah,
Never won
you can say, you know, he's broken the streak now. He's going to break Son Cena.
I'm just saying, that it wouldn't be logical. It would be a pro wrestling decision.
I think honestly, I see him debuting the night after, maybe on Raw. If that, he might not even show up. I mean, it depends on what they go with. But if I'm doing it the night after Battleground, like you want to make those 4 weeks leading up to SummerSlam really damn important. Brock
You
Lesnar
got
shows up the night after Battleground.
The reason I would have Lesnar show up at Battlegrounds is because they're trying to push WWE Network sales. And then they can say, you can go and see this on the WWE Network.
But then you tease that he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just I would tease it. I wouldn't have him show up on it.
No,
Yeah,
what I mean is you have him turn up at Battleground, and then on the Raw the night afterwards you can have the fallout and they're discussing and say, you can go see this on the...
Oh no, I get that, but I mean you could tease it on the Monday beforehand, like the Raw Go Home show. You could have Triple H say Plan B could be put into effect. Everyone suggests that Plan B is Brock Lesnar. Have all fingers point to that. Don't have him show up on the pay-per-view then, because people will watch it anyway, expecting him to show up. Then you put him on Raw the next night.
I think
It's Plan Brock.
I think it'd be a better visual to lay it out for the path to SummerSlam at Battleground.
Plan Brock.
So somebody is listening.
Yeah, I heard Plan Brock. I think it's clever.
It is clever. Oh.
However, it sounds silly. Shouldn't Plan A always be Brock Lesnar?
Yeah,
In theory, he's always your number one guy now. He should be Plan A all the time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
I
have
thought
to
that was
admit,
Kane, though.
the guy just
Kane's
broke-
Plan A.
No, the guy just broke the streak. If he's not Plan A, I don't know who the hell is.
You know.
Did I cut off again or what?
No, we heard you.
Good.
Nope, you're right.
You've
What's that,
actually
Cena?
been here for a while. We've stopped cutting your mic for a bit.
Cena's plan A, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cena's playing A through C.
What? And B just fits in between Cena.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Cena's plans A through Y in WWE. if all of that is exhausted, then they'll pull out Plan Z, which is Daniel Bryan or whoever.
Or in this case, Roman Reigns. Let's be honest. We all know Roman Reigns is now their new plan. D.
I don't know when Bryan's coming back. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I'm kind of worried for Bryan at the minute. I mean, he's got to be able to stay in everyone's minds between like the next 6 to 12 months. So they're going to need to either have him on TV regularly, or have him show up and do some decent promo work.
I don't really see much of a point. And either they should have him back and be on the show all the time, like they did with Austin, or they should just keep him off.
But he's not that kind of character. I say just keep him off. I know that you want to capitalize on the yes chance and how hot he was last year, but that's kind of I'm not going to say that it faded, but he doesn't have the type of personality that you want to see every week. Coming out there, smiling and yeah.
I don't know, but you said that perfectly. Yes,
you just don't like him.
Why do you hate
I
people
do
so much, Paul?
Because happy people are just dishonest.
I think
you're
you've got a little
smiling-
jaded with your line of work there.
Oh
Yeah.
If you're smiling, you're hiding something. So.
Wow. I mean, I would more or less consider myself to be a happy person.
I'm pretty sure they have systems at your job to help you with this.
How did you get through into a job like
I've been doing it for 12 years.
I'm pretty sure if you said that, you would not be able to get a gun or something. You immediately fail the psych test immediately.
That's good because it's damn near impossible to get one in New York State. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. I am in Virginia, so I can go down the street and have 8 of them.
Yeah, it's pretty much required in Virginia.
Yeah, you can go to a gas station and pick one up. So.
I mean, you can go to Walmart. You can actually go to Walmart. That's not you just go over there and they have a gun rack. You can go buy. It's the best.
What a country. There you go.
Yeah. And we're safer than New York is. No, but Virginia is way safer than New York is, which is great.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Virginia's crazy safe compared to virtually every state above it. So.
Ouch. I'm okay.
I was gonna say somebody took a bump there. No, I like Bryan's in-ring. I love watching his matches, but I just can't stand his promos. That's all. Drives me nuts.
I have to say I agree with that. I can't stand him on the microphone. I think it's so cheesy and cringeworthy every time he does it.
Yep. Because he's always smiling at the crowd. No.
It's funny. I've always said he's a better heel than a face. But
There's something I'd like to discuss very quickly.
Wow. Every time.
This is the best gimmick ever.
This is the best gimmick.
He's got the broken mic gimmick.
His promo is so cheesy. He should be able to whip that gimmick.
I like Bryan's promos. He just seems like a nice dude. That's really all I need.
Right, Chris, go for it quickly before you cut out again.
Okay, is Punk coming back?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic. Send him home. We wish you luck.
Since AJ came back.
No.
It has nothing to do with. Yeah,
those two things have nothing to do with each other.
He'll come back when he wants to, if he wants to.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But I reckon he'll get bored of his wife going to work.
Cut his mic.
Cut his mic.
The hockey season will be back in October, so he'll have something to do then.
Good
Like,
point.
the mic does know when to cut him off. So, because whenever he comes back, it's the worst. I don't know.
Shut
I
up.
mean, you know, we're just conditioned that pro wrestlers never retire.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and I would like for him to be the one that does.
You kind of hang around off and on till you're dead. That's about how it goes.
He is only 35.
Exactly, and you know, you see a lot of athletes retire at that age.
Wait,
You
who
do?
are we talking about?
Punk.
Punk.
Oh,
No.
Punk. Okay.
If I'm Punk and I've got that much money and my wife's at work, I'm sitting at home watching NHL all day.
Absolutely.
And that's why you've never gotten to the point to see what got to.
Yeah, but I don't know. CM Punk just seemed not to give a crap for his last one. Like Paul Heyman.
You're welcome.
Paul Heyman said that he does that Punk had stopped caring for like a year,
that last 8 months, yeah, he mailed it in. He did not give a shit,
and that's like
and it showed.
I'm wondering if that's because of nagging injuries, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, that title reign took it out of him.
You could have added that in if you thought that, though. just to kind of give all of the information about why he might have done that.
Yeah, it doesn't really. He just did. Like we don't need every bit of. He was not even half as good as he was the year before. Like his
Yeah, but he
entire
was
last 9 months.
And he had a broken leg. But let's just leave that little bit of information out.
A broken leg? What?
Oh yeah, I
It was
didn't know
It
that.
was a joke.
Oh, well,
He had a
that would've been
broken
really good.
leg. His dog was sick. Like, yeah, you know.
Now, to be fair, he never had more than 2 months off in 15 years.
And you know what I think is even more so than that? Even when they gave him the 400 days as champion, it was almost like he had negotiated that in where he had to be champion or something, because they gave him nothing. I mean, other than Jericho, which is a sort of entry-level feud, to be honest with you, what did he have? I mean, he wrestled Jericho and Cena for, over the course of a year and a half, and no one else really notable.
Yeah,
It didn't really matter though.
Well,
yes,
he
it
had
would've.
He had the chart that said these were the longest title reigns, and then he went
Yeah,
up the
but-
list, and that
yeah,
was all I
but-
needed.
But Honky Tonk Man has a super long title reign too, and no one thinks
Yeah.
he's great.
Just
No,
IC,
but that
though.
reign is awesome. Like that whole thing is awesome. Like I want to. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to be that role of Honky Tonk Man, a little cowardly douchebag who gets his ass beat after like a year of winning. That's
sounds
all
like
I've
it.
ever wanted.
And that is what
I'm pretty sure we can arrange that for you.
and that
Hey,
is
I have to win for like a year first, though.
Oh.
You gotta.
Oh, my bad.
Then the ass beating.
higher than Skeletor.
What?
No, I'm saying that's why you've not achieved anything higher than depressed Skeletor.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just
You
like
just cut yourself
I knew
off.
since I was a little kid, I knew I wasn't gonna be like the top dude. So like even
Why?
even 4-year-old me
I-
was
I
not
could've-
that deluded.
I could have made a really awful joke there, but I restrained myself.
Ah, okay.
Make it.
No, I always knew I was going to be the bottom dude. Man.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Like I said, Rory.
but I'm saying like even like 5-year-old me was like maybe I could be IC champ and then get released. that was the dream when I was a little kid.
You could be a good B+ player.
I
That
could
sounds
be
like
no.
I was getting ready to say it sounds like Daniel Bryan, who said the exact same thing.
So, yeah, this is all I ever wanted to be since I was like a little kid. So that's the position.
I just wanted to have a good
douchebag.
gimmick. Never needed a title.
See,
Yeah. Hold the
my
IC belt once or something.
My career would yeah.
Yeah, I think that
You wouldn't even
Roddy
notice when I was
had a
missing.
way better career than most guys, and he had no championships.
Yeah.
I think he was IC once.
Wait, who?
Roddy.
Oh, Roddy. Yeah, Roddy was IC like once, and yeah, he had a fantastic career.
Was he also not tag title holders at one point with Ric Flair?
Yeah, that weird. We're super old, and the creative team doesn't know what to do. Tag team title run.
Yeah.
So you mean like Jericho right now?
Yeah.
They should have Jericho, RVD as the tag champs.
Yeah, but the difference is those guys are coming back to put over new talent. They were putting Piper in main events against Hogan.
Pipe, that was that weird period of time where they brought super old dudes who couldn't work anymore and just had them beat like everybody on their roster. Like
they were
Orton got
headlining-
beat by Hulk Hogan and stuff.
Yeah, they were headlining pay-per-views. I mean, Piper, he beat Hogan twice. Made him go to sleep. Then made 0 sense.
Yeah, it's like that late 2000s period where they started.
I guess that was the pits then, wasn't it?
Oh, this was 96, 97.
No, but I know that was rough too. But they did it again in 06 and 07. They started bringing back old dudes. They keep doing it like every 5 or 6 years. They decide we're just gonna card out some old dudes who can't work and have them beat all our guys. And it's never okay. It is never okay.
Triple H, we're looking at you next, buddy.
Yeah, but he's losing. He got his ass beat by the Shield.
Oh, it's coming.
Once.
Yeah, he hasn't won a match since when?
Yeah, he hasn't won a
it's
match
coming.
since he beat.
He's gonna have his time.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see him with another title ring.
Why?
I'm a Triple H guy.
I am also a Triple H guy.
I'd love to see Vince McMahon walk out and go, "You're fired."
That why sounded like the most painful why in history.
There was agony.
Why do you want another Triple H title?
Why?
It's so I can just hear everyone complain about a shovel and all.
That's true. That's true. So I could hear all that made up bull crap burying people thing.
Yep, I want him to just troll the fans every week. You want it to be reality era? Here it is.
Yeah.
If and only if he does get his title run, he needs to knock out the champion with a shovel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan needs to come back from injury, get the WWE title, and then immediately Triple H is like, I'm giving myself a title shot. And he beats him unconscious with a shovel and pins him.
Sounds good.
I'm thankful we didn't get
I got a
the
chuckle
one-
out of that.
What, the shovel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even deal with the whole like Triple H buries people thing. It's the dumbest. Like,
Yeah, I want him to come out and say it every week and just troll people.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe we're going to cover this again. Yet more people were complaining about burials on my Twitter feed.
Yes.
And the main one this week, the main one, Rent just hit on this earlier, was Dean Ambrose losing to Orton.
What?
This is someone losing to an experienced
I
wrestler.
told you it was coming.
I'm sorry your U.S. champ lost to a 14-time world champion once. Apologies.
He was not buried. He was politely put over while losing.
I have to admit that is a load of crap.
That
Yeah.
was
That's
was a
goddamn
close-
ridiculous.
that was a close, good match that made Dean Ambrose look like $1 million.
Yeah, both guys looked fantastic coming out of it. Both guys looked stronger coming out of it.
Yeah, and Orton has done nothing but eat shit for 6 months, pretty much. Just losing to everybody.
Mhm.
So this is the first significant win I've seen him get like this year without
Yeah,
significant interference.
Yeah, to make him look a little stronger going into Battleground.
Which makes
sense. Yeah, this is like almost perfect booking.
Yeah,
to
Ambrose
sound
isn't in the world title match.
Yeah, hate to sound like stupid smart fan here, but it's perfect booking. It makes sense.
Goddamn smarks.
Wow.
That is one of the dumbest people causing something's a burial or whatever things I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of fans, right, they misconstrue burial and actually understanding the term burial, and then they misconstrue the fact that they think they know what the fuck they are talking about. Like, I am not in any way belittling anyone. If you
Yeah,
don't
you are.
know- If you don't know what a term means, just don't use it. It's not a shameful thing. No one's going to judge you. Just ask someone what it means.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Freaking-
pretty sure you did belittle a lot of people right there.
but those people were stupid.
Yeah, those people deserve it.
You know, someone who said because Dean Ambrose lost one match against a 13 or 14-time world champion after winning almost every match he's had for around 2 years now is a burial. Is the most insane thing.
That exact statement that your US champion lost to a 12-time WWE World Champion. Let's not complain about Cena the next time he beats one of the new guys then, because that's the same logic.
No, I'm not like a big dude who complains about that all the time. I just think that, I just get sick of him holding the world title. That's it. That's it's not like oh my god, he beat a mid-carder. Of course he's gonna beat a mid-carder. The thing is, he's 15-time world champion. He's had the belt so much that just makes me sad whenever it's on him.
I also
And
feel
he's
like
only 37. So
he also
he's got
wins
plenty
too
more.
much. So
Well, I understand that point to make, whenever, if ever, somebody actually beats him, it makes it mean more. That's the point, but, I mean, do you ever feel like that, though?
no.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only time I was like, oh my god, this is great, was when D. Bry hit the running knee and pinned him.
The only time I thought it was great was when Lesnar busted him open and almost beat the crap out of him.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
2 minutes in, and Cena's already
Because
busted open twice.
To me, that was a legit. Cena's a Superman. He's uninjurable, and then 30 seconds in, Cena's there like, crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Everyone complains about the finish to that match. I love that match because the actual match, not the finish, is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I loved everything about it. Even the finish was fine.
The finish sucked in my opinion, but I can still say it's a good match.
And yet, this kind of leads back. See if they have planned for Lesnar long term, which sounds ridiculous. See if you go back and you look at the guys that he beat. He broke Triple H's arm, he broke Shawn Michaels' arm, then he beat The Undertaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the one guy that he's got left that he hasn't beaten is John Cena. So if he goes into SummerSlam and beats him, they need to discover who's next for him, and very quickly. Obviously someone's got to defend the title against him, or he has to defend the title against them.
I think after that you'll probably see Batista.
What, Batista, Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, they'd be fine for a month or two, I guess.
Royal
That's super heel.
Royal Rumble, though,
Heel versus heel is not a good proposition usually, especially with guys who are legit heat gatherers like those two.
But
What about
Roman
Roman
Reigns?
Reigns?
Face versus face is fine. But.
Reigns will be Mania, I guarantee that.
Yeah, I see Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, so.
I don't see Reigns winning the Rumble. I see Reigns being in the main event, though.
I see Reigns winning the Royal Rumble after the final three are Seth, Dean, and Roman.
I'd buy that for $1. So.
Yeah, that sounds cool, but that also sounds super fantasy booking, screw everybody else.
Apparently it's something they were actually considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Roman Reigns either winning the Rumble. I don't think he should win it, though. I would love to see Roman Reigns and someone else end up in a screwy finish to the Rumble.
I will.
Can Roman get a mid-card title first, please?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
I will accept Roman as a real main event guy when he has a 15-minute match that's watchable.
But the mid-card titles don't mean anything.
No, I wouldn't say they don't mean anything.
Then why have them?
They're pretty devalued.
Then why have them?
Exactly. Combine them and then make it the work rate title like it was, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
and then add the cruiserweight title or something in instead.
Do we have 5 cruiserweights? What do we got?
We need another title if they combine these two, considering Lesnar will take the world heavyweight title somewhere else.
You can run a lot of titles. The NWA, which I late '80s NWA, which I enjoy watching. They have 18,000 titles.
You know why?
What?
Territories.
Yes, because they had territories. Their primary their primary business was in the arena. They needed titles. When your primary business is TV, you don't. There's only going to be, one title match every couple of weeks anyway?
What
I'm
the
not-
You
hell
don't
is
need
that?
many titles.
The Native
quite so
Heritage Western title. Something like
That was my favorite one.
yeah.
I'm going to be so happy if Brock Lesnar does win the title because we'll see less of it on TV, which will value the title more when we actually do see it.
But we then also need something else in the meantime.
Yeah, you got loads, number one contendership, then you've got the stuff with Roman Reigns, Triple H. You've got Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins at the minute. We're no doubt going to get Rusev Cena at some point. So, I mean, there's 4 stories off the top of my head that I think are going to be too
Yeah,
caliber.
we're not
I
talking
am-
about us. We're talking
And
about
you can have a mid-card title like the IC title, main event Raw. How about that?
Yeah.
yeah, but we're talking.
Dude, I would love if they actually went the IC belt main event a show ever.
This is great in theory, but keep in mind we are talking about this company and their booking.
Yeah, no, I believe fully they can pull this off.
Other than the WCW merger era, they've never had like this many titles.
Yeah, they had loads in WCW, like that era when they joined together.
Well, yeah, because they had 2 tag belts, 2 world belts, the IC belt, the US belt, the cruiserweight belt,
The hardcore belt.
hardcore belt, and then the women's title. Yeah, so a lot of belts.
Like, that's when Night of Champions made sense, because every championship was defended. Wait, see if we get the Night of Champions, and not every title is on that card, I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, we only have 3 belts, like 3 male-gendered belts. 4 tag titles.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad. Like, we've had way worse periods. Like, this isn't like WWE. At one point only had WWE title, IC title, tag title, but this is only
And I
slightly
invite
more
them
than
to
that.
return to that.
Yeah, like Francis just said as well, have the IC title, main event Raw. You've got guys like Cesaro, Kofi, Ziggler, Swagger, they're all going to be sitting in this Battle Royal, no doubt. So they're going to want to push Cesaro as it is. You could have Cesaro, in theory, main event a Raw with the IC title.
Yeah, I would love to see Cesaro versus, I don't know, upper mid-card, low main event dude.
How
for
about
IC belt.
Cesaro versus Orton for the IC title?
Yeah, that works for me.
That's a good main event for Raw.
I've been saying for a while as well, Orton should be pushing the mid-card guys.
And it would make the title feel important.
Yep.
I don't. You have some pretty cool dudes down there. Like, I like Sheamus. I like his matches.
Not a fan of Sheamus. Again, I think he's a bit too stale.
His character's stale, but I like his matches.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
his in-ring stuff really entertains me.
I just like someone that's just gonna beat the shit out of you. and
Yeah,
that's
he
what does.
murders dude.
Yeah.
He tears dudes' arms off and stuff, which is why when he takes on a dude like Wade Barrett, who also does that, it's incredible.
That is most definitely not PG. Hey, he beat me, but he bludgeoned me with my own arm and hit me with the wet end.
That's pretty much what he does. Have
wet
you
end.
watched Sheamus matches? Sheamus killed Jamie
Line of the
Noble. Sheamus killed Jamie Noble. So she
You know, I think
died
it's him.
right in the middle of the ring from that power bomb.
I think it's funny because obviously Sheamus gets a lot of stick, right? Sheamus is one of these guys that can put on a hell of a match. People will cheer him, and then people go, "Oh, but he's just mid-card Cena." Well, the fact is, he works really well in mid-card at the minute.
He gets huge ass pops. Like, people like to ignore that in the IWC community, but he gets huge pops.
I don't like him. I'm not a fan, but he gets better reactions than a lot of other people that the IWC tends to like.
He gets better reactions than Cena does from some crowds.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is, right, people forget about house shows. See when guys like Cena and Orton are all doing interviews for TV, Sheamus is the guy that gets the biggest pop at house shows. Like, he is actually a fan attraction in some ways for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like a legit cool dude.
Yeah, I like him. I know it's not popular, but you know, I don't give a shit. I know what I like.
Though I do prefer him in the upper mid card than main event spots.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be a main eventer. You know, I mean, he can dip his toe into there, whatever.
Yeah, I would probably like Sheamus way more than I do. I mean, I like him, but I probably would like him even more if he didn't have like 2 WWE title reigns behind him. If he was like a one-time world champion and like a 2-time U.S. champion, I'd probably be even more in, just because we didn't get that rough, I'm super young and green and WWE champion period.
I wish he would tell more stories. I always liked that part of his gimmick.
Wow. Oh, fella.
It's
This
I like his stories, fella.
You sound like a 5-year-old. That was awesome.
I love his stories.
No, but I think Sheamus is good. I mean, there's a big chance, well, when Barrett comes back, you'll get a good feud between those two to begin with. But it's a good warm-up match for Barrett to come back to, other than the fact that Sheamus will be brutal as hell with him.
But Barrett is brutal as hell with Sheamus.
Oh, some of their matches are great, like the welts that are left on Barrett's back and things.
Yeah. Those guys have been wrestling with each other since they were in like little UK promotions together.
Yeah, they've been doing the indie tours together.
Yeah, they've been doing stuff for like 10 years together.
Our bookings can be just as big as yours. Said no one.
Dang it! I'm so like I am so like dead inside from losing both Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett in the last couple of months.
You read my mind. I was about to say that.
Yeah, Barrett hurts so much more. Because that guy was just getting his legs underneath him, and it felt like they were going to get behind him.
Yeah, it felt like in like a year or less he was going to like win a first world title or something. But then it was like, oh, bam, done.
And then both of them on the heels of Punk walking out.
Yeah, there's been quite a few big guys just kind of fallen off the map, really, hasn't there?
Yeah, here's a little bit of honesty from Skeletor, or my actual name, Aaron.
Hey, whoa, gotta live the gimmick, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stay in case.
I never, ever gave a shit about CM Punk. At any point in time. I didn't like him in ECW. I didn't like him on SmackDown.
I
didn't
hate
like
you.
him on Raw. He was just a guy who had okay matches and had really obvious, like, I need to set up this move stuff that, like, looks super ugly and obvious.
Skeletor, when you have a better career than he does, you can talk.
Ooh.
Oh,
A lot of dudes I don't like had good careers.
I never thought that he was like the best in the world. Not
Yeah.
by far. He is the he has the worst kicks I've ever seen.
Like when he was doing that thing with Chris Jericho,
But
he was calling
liked him.
himself the best in the. No, it wasn't that I disliked him. I just didn't care about him at any point.
The thing I liked he did with Jericho wasn't even the best in the world part. It was when they did the whole "your dad's an alcoholic."
Oh, that was brilliant.
I was like, that stuff was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually, that's true. Actually, what I said wasn't quite true. I was kind of a pretty decent fan of Straight Edge Society.
The Straight Edge
Before
Society
and
was
after
great.
that, I was way less.
Straight Edge Society should have been allowed to go for at least 2 years.
Yeah, for
It
the like
stunk.
9 months it lasted, I was.
It should have been on Raw, not SmackDown as well.
It stunk.
Oh, I liked it a lot. It was shaving
That was his
heads
worst
and like was a
gimmick.
weird cult leader.
He
That was like the
had-
best thing I've ever liked.
He had an old lady jump the rail to tell him he is the devil.
Yeah,
He
that
had a
was great.
beard.
Dude,
An epic
that
beard.
was like the most interesting part of his career. I
Awful.
left my mind for a moment, but that was
Okay,
actually
so-
the one time where I cared.
So should CM Punk in your world be a main eventer? Since
Yes.
you're not a,
Yes.
No,
but only
people
as a-
like him. Just because
think-
I'm not like into him doesn't mean he can't be a main eventer. All sorts of people like him.
I think
I'm
he
not
should-
into him.
I think he should main event, but he should be a heel because he's a far better heel than a face.
As Daniel Bryan said,
Absolutely.
Daniel Bryan himself said CM Punk is a better villain because in real life he's an asshole.
Yeah, I actually met Punk, and I can honestly say that he is a lot like his character, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, he seems like a complete jerk. You know, just seeing what just reading what you do on Twitter and things like that before
He
went to
wasn't.
Twitter shut down.
Just to explain what happened when I met him, he was walking around the city centre, and I walked up like. I basically recognised him. I was like, "You're CM Punk, aren't you?" And he was like, "If you want an autograph, come to the signings like anyone else." And it was a bit of a dick move, and then I just basically turned around and said, "Nah, I just wanted to say thanks for putting on a good show, like every week." And Paul Heyman was there. Heyman made a joke. I started talking to Heyman a little. Heyman's a legend, by the way. Love Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Heyman is incredible at different times.
And Punk kind of lightened up a little bit then and started to kind of have a bit of a laugh.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, like Rance has said, I didn't enjoy the straight edge stuff. I thought it was interesting for about the whole 3 weeks. The only bit that really got me, like really got me, is when he shaved that girl's head in the middle of the ring.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool stuff.
Brilliant.
That was almost an early version of the Wyatt family.
I really do wish that Jericho had been allowed to do what he wanted to do with Punk, which was Jericho wanted to tattoo Punk live in the middle of the ring.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Wasn't that in his book?
Yeah, he wanted to tattoo Y2J on Punk's shoulder or something like that, and he almost got Vince to okay it until Vince found out there'd be blood. I was like, that would have been a fantastic spot to do.
That would have been great.
The other time I ever found Punk interesting was the pipe bomb. Even though I knew part of it was scripted, I thought this is so interesting to see how it pans out. After that, I didn't really care. The stuff with Kevin Nash was hilarious just because he was tearing Nash apart.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah, other than that, I didn't like it. Like, at all. Like, Punk, yeah, he's good in the ring and great. He could be a number 2 guy, hold the heel spot. And I respect what he did in the ring, but I just can't, I couldn't get behind him at all.
You see, when I came back, it was when he was doing the stuff with... Jericho had just come back. It was just before he was doing the stuff with Jericho. Big fan of that. Wasn't so much a big fan of the stuff he did with Ryback later on. That was a load of crap. I liked the stuff he did with the Shield, but...
You see, when I left, it was immediately following the Straight Edge Society. Like, I think actually might have been right before the end of it, like early 2010. And I then came back mid his WWE title reign, like facing Ryback and stuff.
You got the crap Punk then.
So, I got 06 through 10, and then late 12 to quit CM Punk.
Yes.
So I didn't get Summer of Punk or whatever, or any of that stuff.
I didn't get Summer of Punk. I've gone back and watched it since then.
Summer Punk was Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, where you can watch the same match happen 7 times in the same night.
So true.
I still like it though.
I like parts of it, and I like dudes who work there, but it just makes me sad that they don't give a crap about telling a story. They're just throw everything you have at each other, so it's the same match 7 times.
Yeah, there's no selling, there's no story, there's no nothing. But you know what? Every now and then I like a nice spot fest nowadays.
No, yeah, I'll turn it on and watch it for an hour because it plays on channel 2 or whatever here. But I'm not able to follow it week to week.
Because there's no stories.
Yeah.
But they do the best commentating team though out there right now. So.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I thought they did some stories.
Yeah, they keep it basic, which is fine.
They go real basic, and they don't tell stories in the ring at all. If you work a dude's leg, he will not sell that the slightest bit.
Yeah, when they say basic stories, it's stuff like refusing to shake a guy's hand in Punk's case.
Yeah.
Or, you
Well,
know, a
that
tag
chick
team
in your
breaks up
hand.
and, you know, things like that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish they would do stuff in the ring that wasn't, I hit all my moves on you, and then you hit all your moves on me, and then the match ends.
And then we
Yeah,
both got up and walked away completely fine.
Yeah, then the final 5 minutes where, you know, you hit your finisher 8 times.
Yeah, you ignore everything that's happened to you over the match, just hit your finisher like 17 times.
Hello, Jay Lethal.
Like, oh, he's been working on my leg for 25 minutes. Flying springboard elbow drops. Like,
Say that about Jay Lethal. I was at an event a couple months ago. I saw Jay Lethal and Ricochet and things like that. Jay Lethal sold better than most of the other guys that were there, which I thought was mildly hilarious. Like, I haven't seen Jay Lethal sell on TV like since his early TNA days.
the art of selling, like, having watched a lot of late 80s stuff, is like dying. Especially in the indie stuff.
I think Dean Ambrose needs to release a DVD.
Oh, he's incredible. Like, he does the Ric Flair thing. Like, where he just acts like he's actually dying. Like Ric Flair did. And you believe him. You believe that his body's just falling apart right there.
Yeah, like I don't know if he really got the shoulder knocked out of. He sells so well that I would believe either story. If they had doctors to come to me and say, yeah, his shoulder was out, and he said, no, it wasn't, I was working, I wouldn't know which to believe, because he's so good at selling.
And he sold it the past 2 months. Who does that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when he did the superplex thing as well. He hit the superplex off the top of the ladder at Money in the Bank and backflipped. And the look on his face was legit pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then he carted him out.
Opposite of that, you just said Ambrose sold the shoulder for the last 2 months. I remember the first time Brock Lesnar broke Triple H's arm. It was in a cast for a month.
And then it was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And, fine, and he re-snapped it. Because they had to get it back into storyline.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose is better than Triple H, it's official.
It's official.
At pure selling, yeah.
At selling.
At pure selling, I'll give him that one. There's other traits though. I like just it was funny to watch old stuff where Barry Windham will get hit with an atomic drop, and then Barry Windham will fly out of the ring from the atomic drop. And
That was
like,
a big
oh my
move.
God.
That was a big move.
Or
Wow.
or when people disrespect. People don't seem to like the claw. I love the claw, and I love, like, not just when he sinks it in on the head, which is cool, but the fact that, like, he'll do, like, he'll sink it in on a dude's pectoral muscle, like mid suplex, so that the guy can't finish the suplex and all sorts of stuff like that. It's great.
So can I interest you in a Cobra Strike?
No.
Yeah.
That's just a jab. That's a jab with a sock puppet.
The claw is resting my hand on your forehead.
Well,
so
yeah, but when Dusty Rhodes is collapsing from it, it's fantastic.
Jim Carrey was the one that killed the claw forever after.
Oh, yeah, that movie. That's actually a pretty funny movie.
I'm sorry, but anytime someone says the claw, all I can picture is Tensai.
Yeah, well, he did like a mat slam. He did like a claw mat slam. This is like a submission. or you black out and get pinned.
it was really sad because I thought his Tensai stuff was pretty interesting, but nobody gave him a chance.
No, because we all knew who he was.
But it
They
doesn't
really-
matter.
Here's the thing.
You're still watching him.
I feel like it would have worked better if they had just been like, hey, A-Train came back from Japan.
Yes.
He was tearing
It would have
people
been
up
so.
in Japan.
It would have been so much better for them to say, "Listen, Albert is back, but let me warn you." Like they could have done like backstage acting. Look, Albert is back, but he's changed, man. He's not the same guy. It would have worked so much.
Mm-hmm.
You could have like Cena almost looking scared, and I use Cena because they tried to have Cena put him over.
Yep.
They could have had Cena kind of sell him as like, dude, he's He's changed, man.
Yeah, he wrestled.
He's like a monster now, dude.
He beat A-Train early in his career like a bunch of times, and he can like work with that because now the guy's come back from Japan. And he's twice as good as he used to be, and is a monster.
I have to admit, I feel like the entire company of WWE underestimates the intelligence of the fans sometimes.
You think?
Like they think we aren't going to realize that these people are.
I just did to you what you said WWE does to us.
No, you gotta ignore previous characters sometimes. Like if you didn't, Kane would still be a dentist.
Yeah, but where it makes sense, you should go with it. I mean, it's like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, they could have said Husky Harris has been recruited into a cult, and then became the leader of the cult.
Really?
Yeah, but there's a difference between someone who's an established star, multiple championships.
That's true. A-Train was main
event,
champ.
yeah, main event level matches and stuff like that, versus a guy who was basically a rookie.
He showed up for 6 months.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, take it case by case, but yeah, totally agree.
But yeah, he should have just been called Albert or A-Train, but had like a Japanese thing put on him because he just came back. Whatever.
His name should have been Tensai. It should have been Albert in Japanese.
I don't even mind them sticking with the Tensai name because that's what the vignettes backstage, or not vignettes, but the interviews of people talking about him coming back. That's what that's for. It's to sell you that he's back, but he's changed.
Yeah, you make it sound like they gave him this name because he destroyed everyone. You know, it means this over there.
Yeah.
I also
I think they totally botched it.
They had
completely.
They botched Batista's return. Dude, if you want Batista to be a face, why do you have him come back being introduced by his heel faction leader?
The problem
what sense does that make?
The problem with all of that was simply the fact that he was meant to come back at the Rumble as a surprise, but it got leaked.
Doesn't matter.
People will still would have been mad about it not being D-Bry.
Yeah, but
they wouldn't have though.
No.
They wouldn't have. If you had okay, let me put it this way. If he comes back, he's welcomed back by Rey Mysterio, and at the end of the night, Daniel Bryan is getting destroyed by the Shield again, and Batista comes out and makes the save. You don't think he gets over as a face? Because I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's by far your biggest part-time face there, then.
You don't bring him out.
They did everything imaginable to make him look like a heel, and then they were surprised when we were.
But as I've stated before, it worked out. It worked out fine.
Skeletor, even if nobody had known he was going to come back, even if he just walked into the Rumble and his music hit, the crowd would have gone crazy because it's Batista's come back. Holy crap! And then I feel like him winning wouldn't, again, the surprise would have helped. It wouldn't have been such a boo. He wouldn't have been booed so badly.
Yeah, but he became a heel, which he's way better at, and it all worked out. It all worked out fine.
Nothing would have saved the Royal Rumble outside of Daniel Bryan winning them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Batista
I'm not so sure about that.
Worked out. It worked out super well.
You saw how insane people were about that.
I know, but that's on the heels of all the other stupid things that WWE did.
True, but he's better as a heel, and I'm glad it happened.
Oh, totally. Yeah, he should have never came as a face.
Basically,
you don't think so? I think he was an okay face.
I don't like.
I loved Crybaby Batista.
Yeah, I'm in a wheelchair and have an arm cast. Batista is the greatest thing ever.
So good.
I kind of agree with what Paul said about the Royal Rumble. Could you imagine, right? As Chris said, if no one knew he was coming back, everyone was hyped, and it got to number 30, and your two people that could have came out were Daniel Bryan or Batista, and Batista walks out, the fans are still going to boo the hell out of him.
Yep.
Like, he was getting booed either way at that Royal Rumble.
All right, again, with the booking that I gave you.
Oh, if it was the way you gave it, then yeah, he's going over.
We wouldn't.
Then
we wouldn't have had those cool ass heel against Dolph Ziggler matches and against Seth Rollins matches we had. Because, dude, like he acts like a legit heel, like how I love heels to work. Like Seth tried to do a crazy outside dive on Batista. He just walked away. Seth crashed into the announce table, and then Batista rolled back in the ring for the count out win.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe does that as a face.
Yeah,
and
but
I think a lot
but
of
that's
people would buy
TNA.
it.
No one cares.
Well, I know I understand that, but I don't think that the people who show up to TNA matches are that much different than the people who show up for WWE matches.
Or when
I think there's super marks that show up, so I think it still sells.
They're tourists.
Well,
they're
yeah,
just
they're mostly
tourists that are down.
tourists.
Yeah.
But Ziggler,
They got off a
we wouldn't
roller
have had-
coaster. and
Like
saw
we had
people
that
standing in
cool
line.
3-week mini feud before
Sure.
WrestleMania. We had a cool 3-week mini feud before WrestleMania between Dolph Ziggler and Batista, where Ziggler was like beating his ass and he hit the low blow on Ziggler. And then they had that called No Holds Barred match on SmackDown, which is like the best SmackDown match.
I don't remember it because they were crap.
They were awesome
glad-
matches.
I'm glad you remember because I don't
Like,
remember. Dude, I don't think I remember any Ziggler matches other than his cash in. I don't remember.
No.
Does.
No, Dolph Ziggler is the world's worst storyteller in the ring. He will never. You cannot discern one Ziggler match from another unless there's a guy like Batista who understands basic storytelling. Because there was this great spot. There was a great
He
spot.
understands basic words. That's about it.
He accidentally got muted for being silly. No one remembers a Batista match with Dolph Ziggler. I remember the promo to begin with, and the matches were crap. Now, if I unmute you, you've got to behave, Skeletor.
Hold on. Did Dolph like super oversell in those matches?
No, okay. Here's the thing I liked about it.
Oh,
Because
that was every match.
that was every match. Because all Dolph Ziggler matches are the same.
They
Because
are.
Dolph Ziggler is boring usually. But
No, he's not
Why?
boring.
No, he's
but
not boring.
It's the same match every
it's true.
time.
It's samey. It's not boring. I can't just tell his matches from each other. But I like this no holds barred match. Let me explain real fast. Dolph Ziggler was all heart, all throwing everything he had at Batista, hitting all his moves, and Batista just did not care. And he was kicking out of everything, and so Ziggler did a last-ditch thing where he put Batista's head on the steel steps, and he did a running off the apron famouser to Batista onto the steps, but Batista slid out at last second. Ziggler's leg got trapped, and then he got Batista bombed right there and got pinned. It was great.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, I don't remember.
Why
Sorry.
does no one remember that?
Because
I'm
it
sure I
sucked,
watched it.
You know, I'm pretty sure it's up.
It was really good. It was like my favorite Ziggler match ever.
I remember good matches.
It was my favorite Ziggler match because it had a basic storytelling to it.
Yeah, no, I think He-Man's hit you too many times in the scene.
Okay.
Like I said, I remember good matches.
Oh, so you
I don't
remember
think-
zero Ziggler matches?
Oh, I remember either good matches or really bad ones.
Yeah.
Me too.
I
And
thought that match was great, but alright.
I remember one Ziggler
Screw you guys
match.
too.
I remember one Ziggler match. You know what Ziggler match I remember?
Cashing in.
Cashing in.
Which was 1 minute, where
Yes.
he got armbarred anyway, and then had to grab the ropes desperately and then do the.
But you see what I'm saying, dude? That's what he is. He's Bobby Eaton. He is an enhancement talent. That's what he does.
Yep.
I can agree with that.
That's actually kind of a compliment, though. Bobby Eaton was a hell of a hand.
He
Bobby
was
Eaton was cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, I like that analogy. That's good.
That actually
If
is
you-
a strong analogy.
If you were to put him in a real serious tag team with a great manager who could talk for the tag team and have them hold the tag team belts forever, not even hold them forever, but win the tag titles over and over and over again, that could totally work, man. And it could be main event tag matches on Raw on a regular basis with that.
If they really want to do it, you put Ziggler and Miz in a team with Flair as the manager.
Can we please have a better partner for the Miz
Yeah.
than I mean, for Ziggler than The Miz. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Post-concussion Miz is not a thing I want to see.
He's not. He's barely coherent, man.
Yeah,
And
I like Miz where
and
he's at
Flair's
right now.
barely coherent too, because half the time he shows up and he's had a few.
Because I've seen some stuff of Miz like before his before he got that concussion against John Cena, and he was okay and could put words together and made sense. But after that concussion, he was just brain dead. Well, he can't put words together.
I loved him reading that letter last night, though. That's a
Awesome.
great gimmick.
Awesome
That was
Truth
actually
was
pretty
okay. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, do that every week.
I
It
love
should have
the,
it should have been from Little Vinny Russo instead of Johnny Russo.
Wow. Okay, so fantasy book. I want another great worker that doesn't talk well, but a really, really good worker that can really sell, along with Ziggler for a great tag team. And imagine we're going to give him Cornette and everything, or at least somebody as good as Cornette. I don't know how you do
I don't
that,
know.
because Cornette was fantastic.
If you're going for good selling, we got Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Dude, a Slater Ziggler tag team with who's the mouthpiece?
Ooh, that's tough.
Cornette.
Yeah, we get friggin' Jimmy Hart, bro.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, Hart's done. Hart's done.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Zip
Bring-
Coulter.
Bring in Paul Bearer. Oh, wait.
What's up?
God, I'm so sad.
Enzo.
No.
Just give them
I like
Dan-
Enzo Amore a lot.
I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
care for those two.
But I'm just saying, dude, a Slater Ziggler tag team, and they win the tag titles like 3 times a year on Raw. That could really get over, man. People would watch that.
You would have to do some serious work with Slater, but I mean, but they would get over just on in-ring work alone.
Yeah,
They would.
because Ziggler already has like the show-off thing, so he can kind of do the rock star thing with them both, and they work.
If
Yeah.
they really want to keep Jericho around and he wasn't going to do ring work, I'd say let him be the mouthpiece.
Do you remember Rhythm and Blues?
I bet. Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, like
I
I like
don't.
it was Honky Tonk Man, and they were like, oh, it's post Honky Tonk Man's IC title reign, I think, and they're like, what the hell do we do with them? So they just grabbed
Valentine.
Greg Valentine and mashed him with them and dyed Greg's hair and put
Yeah,
him
we're
in
gonna
suits.
take the least charismatic wrestler ever, and we're gonna put him with the Honky Tonk Man. Here you go. Good
But
luck.
Greg could work. Greg could
Oh,
work.
he could absolutely work.
So
He was a beast,
that's it.
man.
They're
He
a
was a
fun
beast.
team.
Totally was.
So yeah,
And
I
now
can kind of see it. I don't know.
And now he looks like a cigar store Indian. So.
yes, he does.
Come on, man.
Go look at the picture. Prove me wrong.
Oh god. Oh god.
I'm right.
You
I'm
you
right
are
about that.
right. I haven't looked it up, but I know how he looks.
I'm
You are
right about that, and I'm right about Bret Hart looks like an old Indian woman. So
No, Bret Hart
Go
looks
look it up.
Bret Hart looks like George Washington. What are you talking
nope, old Indian woman. Look it up.
about?
Wait. Do we mean like Native American?
Native
Or
American.
do we mean like Indian?
Yep.
Oh,
Old
no, I was-
Native American woman.
Have you seen
Put some
Richard-
moccasins on them. There you go.
you know Richard Dreyfuss, the actor?
Of course.
Have you seen him slowly turn into a human hamster? Have you seen that slow, like the fly-like development of him turning into a hamster?
In my mind, he's always in Jaws. So
Yeah, because he had a little bit of it, like always. He always had the cheeks. But now that he's a short, old, fat dude, he is just a human hamster.
but he was in Jaws.
He wasn't. He's still a good actor to this day. He just looks like a hamster man.
Jaws makes up for everything.
Hamster, man.
Let's make our Sandow prediction for next week, and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, that's a good point.
When is it next week?
I don't know where it is next week.
Is that the one I'm going to? Is that my hometown?
Yeah, that's your one, man.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So where is it?
Richmond, Virginia. All right. I don't know any stereotypes or hometown heroes he could dress as. for
Hillbilly.
Richmond, Virginia.
He's gonna be a redneck.
Unless he put on a Mickey James costume.
That would be awesome.
She's the only person to come out. Also, was it
Hardcore
Tony
country.
Atlas? Tony Atlas is also from this area. Those are the two wrestlers who are from this area. Tony Atlas and Mickey James.
Right, well, he ain't
Hardcore
black.
country, baby.
Yeah, he ain't got a black up, so you can guarantee he's going to Tits McGee.
I don't know. Maybe he'll do a Navy thing. I don't even know. I don't know what the hell.
I still think he's going up as Sting.
Yeah, I think Richmond, Virginia is the place where they put in something like that because it's too nondescript of a place to be like this famous person from Richmond, Virginia. Because yeah, you just got Mickey James and Tony Atlas.
Thomas Jefferson might be one.
He could be a founding father.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
what I was
you know,
getting ready to say. A
former
presidential.
presidential.
Yeah, he could be any of the first like 12 presidents because
Yeah.
they were all from here. Yeah, that is like the. It's a
Our
weird
choices
thing.
for next week's standout segment are Sting, Founding Father, Mickey James, or Tony Atlas.
Let's,
Come on,
let's
Tony
make
Atlas.
him. Let's make him one of the presidents.
Well, it's like we don't have a sports team. Like we don't. I don't.
Fingers crossed for Tony.
He could. I guess he could. No, you can't really do DC. They've already done DC.
Yeah, DC is a very different place to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's like 2 hours away.
Dude, that is like 4 hours away.
Yeah, but to them, it is
You've got to
different.
drive a little faster.
Okay, if you're speeding on the highway, maybe.
Well, yeah, I guess it is closer to 3 because it's a little over 2 from Fredericksburg. So
Yeah, Richmond is Richmond is an hour and a half to my left, and DC is like 2.5 hours up. So it's
Where
at
are
least
you?
like 3 hours. The Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach.
that is where I was born.
A lot of people seem to be from here and then go to like New York or a place like that because like just all sorts of people are from here and you wouldn't know.
Right, guys. Well, with that in mind, so we're going Sandow for president next week.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go outside shot Ric Flair because it's close enough to Flair country.
No,
Carolina.
Charlotte?
They're not doing
Dude,
Flair.
that is like a 3-hour drive, bro.
But
More
to
than that.
writing, to that writing team,
4 or
it
5,
means nothing.
Jesus.
To the average person, down south, that's close enough.
Hey, that's an interesting thought. That's one interesting thought. If they are talking about getting Flair back on TV, you have Flair face off with Sting in the ring. You don't need to have them fight. You don't need to have them talk. You just have a face off between.
No,
Please don't
no.
have Flair talk.
He'll dress up as Mark Marrow. I think he's also from here.
What we should have is
Damien be bad. I like it.
no.
Dang,
Wow.
Mark-
What we should have is Mojo Rawley
Oh yeah,
Come
he's
out.
from here.
Never
come
mind.
out and interrupt Jay Lethal imitating Ric Flair and Stinger splash him, and in the back you see Flair and Sting look at each other like,
Disappointed.
yeah,
Disappointed and sad at that.
And then Ron
Yes.
Simmons comes in for the damn spot.
damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then like IRS is there because IRS is always there. That's it.
Right, we'll book that for next week.
186% chance. Count
Yes.
Bank on it.
Right, guys. This has been the second Lowdown episode. Please get in touch with everyone on Twitter. You've got at Rentus, at Y2Stomp, at
And
Paul-
listen to the Nitro cast. Sorry.
Where?
You've also got at Kings of Kings WWE.
Thank you. And
Listen to
myself.
the Nitro cast.
Thank you, sir.
Guys. Thank you for listening, guys. Next week we're gonna have the pre-Raw show, so if you guys want to jump in and join us, feel
Yeah.
free. We're gonna have 3 slots on this, so if anyone wants to join in with the top, they can come along.
Yeah, and I'll probably not be there because I'll be
So we're
going
gonna
to
have
the show.
3 slots. So if anyone wants to join in next week, they are more than welcome.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for listening tonight, and we've been the Levels of Wrestling.
Peace out.
See ya.